You're listening to The Zone, ESPN Radio, 1600 AM, Cedar Rapids.
We now leave our network programming to bring you the following special sports presentation.
Cedar Rapids Kernels, that's a good last roll.
Play ball! Are you ready to let the good times roll?
Are you ready for Kernels baseball?
The Zone, ESPN Radio, 1600 AM, and the Class A affiliate of the Anaheim Angels welcome you to Cedar Rapids Kernels baseball. Now, in his ninth season as the voice of the Kernels, here's John Rogers.
And let the good times roll on this four-game homestand. The Kernels splitting with the Kane County Cougars to stay in a dead heat atop the Western Division first-half standings with Kane County. And this evening we welcome in a team with a new name, a new face, and a renovated stadium that will open in just a few days. The Swing of the Quad Cities, formerly the Quad City River Bandits. They're still the Class A Midwest League affiliate of the Minnesota Twins, and they come in here having swept a doubleheader against Peoria yesterday at O'Brien Field in Central Illinois. Quad Cities' record is 8-9. They're 2 games back of the Kernels and the Cougars. A special evening here at the new Veterans Memorial Stadium. The sun is shining, the lights are on. It's delightfully cool with a breeze blowing towards the right field line. And we welcome Wilkins Elementary School students, their staff, and parents. It's Wilkins Elementary School night here at the new Veterans Memorial Stadium. Our dugout interview guest is Aaron Pullen. Aaron's been a stalwart out of the Colonel bullpen with a pair of wins. Aaron Pullen from from Midland, Texas, joins us next on the dugout interview. You're listening to Colonel Baseball on the Zone.
If you don't stop by one of Jungi's 4 great locations, how will you know you got the very best deal? Stop in today at Jungi Lincoln Mercury Isuzu in Cedar Rapids, Jungi Ford and Jungi Chrysler Jeep Dodge in Center Point, and the new Jungi Chevrolet Pontiac in Anamosa. Now, 4 great locations, still one great name, Jungi.
Who cares what's in a hot dog? This country was built on the principle that wretched refuse could be made great. So when the tofu obsessed among us ask what the hot dog is made of, well, the High Life man turns the question back on the questioner. You, sir, what are you made of? What spice do you add to the national knockwurst? No, you do not ask of the hot dog. The hot dog asks of you. Are you man enough to live the High Life? Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin, USA.
150 kids, faculty, staff, and parents here from Wilkins Elementary School on their special night. We welcome Aaron Pullen to the dugout interview. Aaron was the winning pitcher in our 2-1 victory Saturday night here against the Kane County Cougars. And Aaron, in that particular outing, 4 shutout innings in relief of Chris Hunter, and it was a very miserable night for baseball in terms of wind and rain, and you coped with it very well.
Well, as a pitcher, you just got to look past the weather. I guess sometimes when the weather is bad, you kind of start worrying about the weather and not, so much about the hitters, and then, you tend to throw better. So
you threw 4 shutout innings. Now, does the ball, when it's constantly drizzling like it was Saturday night, Aaron, does it feel heavier, or does it slip out of your hands, or how do you keep your accuracy? Because you were very good with your balls and strikes.
The ball does get a little wet, especially, ground balls in the grass. But luckily, if you need a new ball, you just ask the umpire. But, the ball, felt normal, when I did get a dry ball, so.
How about the bullpen mounds? With all that drizzle, did you have any trouble warming up with slick rubber or mud in the bullpen mounds?
No, not too bad. We kept the tarps on the bullpen, so, we kept them pretty dry.
I did notice that after one pitch, Eric Bennett, our pitching coach Saturday night, came rushing out of the dugout. He must have noticed that you either slipped or had some kind of kink in your delivery, because he ordered the grounds crew out to the mound.
Yeah, there was one pitch where I did slip on my landing foot, and it just kind of got a little wet out there, and we had throw some dry dirt on there, and it was all pretty good after that.
It's nice to know Eric Bennett keeps a close eye on you. He saw that, didn't he?
Oh yeah, he watches it.
Aaron Pullen, you have just a little bit of a southern drawl, and that means you're from what I call our 51st state. I call you the other country, the pride of Texas. Where are you from the Longhorn State?
I'm from Midland, Texas, out in West Texas. So.
We used to have our AA franchise there. Is it still have professional baseball in Midland?
Yeah, we have. We're still a AA team out there. We're affiliated with the Oakland Athletics now, and they just built a brand new park about 2 years ago. And I guess the A's have only been there for about three or 4 years.
Aaron, how does their new park in Midland, your hometown, stack up to our beautiful new stadium? Are they comparable?
Oh, I think they're very comparable. The park here, I mean, everybody enjoys playing here. I mean, it's a big league park here, and then every time we take the field, we have that big league feeling. And, the park here and the park in Midland, I'd say they're pretty much the same.
Well, that's neat to know. Now, West Texas is known for sagebrush and coyotes and volatile winds. How much of that is true?
Oh, it's 100% true. Wind blows out there 365 days a year. So, going out here and going to Chicago and all those places where the wind blows, it's normal to me. So
you have to remind your teammates of that?
Oh yeah. Every day it's like, I'm used to this. So
West Texas, Aaron Pullen. I've never been down there except for some seminars in El Paso, Texas. El Paso's a wonderful city. It's right on the border with Juarez, Mexico, and then the New Mexico State University is just a little bit north of El Paso. What is Midland characterized by? Is it truly oil country?
Oh yeah, that whole town and Midland, Odessa area. It's all pretty much oil town. Everybody there works at least for an oil company. I know my parents both do. So
is that right? Now, do they actually work on the rigs, or what? How do they earn their living in the oil business?
My mom works for an oil company. She does all the land stuff for them. My dad, he actually works out in the field, watching pumping units, pumping jacks, and all that. So,
is it dangerous work?
Oh yeah, I think it's pretty dangerous. As far as what my dad does, I don't think it's too dangerous. But all the guys working on the rigs and stuff, I think it's pretty dangerous out there.
Aaron, can you actually see the oil wells rising up on the horizon as you drive through West Texas?
Yeah, you can see them. We even have pumping jacks in the middle of town. So there's oil all over the place out there.
And then I know that you have the distinction your community does of being the home town of our president, President Bush. That's something that you can be very proud of.
Oh yeah, Midland's definitely proud of that. You drive through town on the interstate and there's billboards, saying, with George Bush's face on there, welcome to Midland, home of presidents and stuff. So.
Does he have a big home there? Would you characterize it as a mansion, a ranch, or what size spread does he have?
I don't know if he has a house out there right now. I know Laura Bush's, her parents still live out there. And as far as if they have a house out there, I'm not real sure. Laura Bush does travel to Midland quite often. And I know Crawford isn't too far away from Midland.
We've all heard of Crawford because that's where President Bush goes to unwind and get in his chores, as he says. Aaron Pullen, our dugout interview guest, he spun 4 brilliant shutout innings on that rainy, cool evening Saturday night. The Kernels came from behind to edge King County 2-1. We were clobbered yesterday 12-2, but tonight a new opponent, the Swing of the Quad Cities, and a whole lot of folks rooting us on from Wilkins Elementary School. We'll continue our dugout interview chat with Colonel right-handed reliever Aaron Pullen when we return. You're listening to Colonel Baseball on the Zone.
Hey, man, what's up? Just get ready.
In 3, 2, 1.
Wish you could look this good. Oh, nothing but that.
Hey, I'm a busy guy. I don't have time to make my hair look as good as yours. I mean, who has time to schedule an appointment, let alone show up for it?
Not me. I just go to Cost Cutters. I can get in whenever it's convenient for me.
Nice shot.
Yeah.
So you're telling me you just walk into Cost Cutters and come out looking good?
Well, for some of us, that comes naturally. But Cost Cutters makes it easier. They can do anything you want. A cool cut, even some color, and get some of that styling gel stuff to keep you looking good. Like me.
Oh, so that's why your hair never moves.
Well, you're funny.
Cost Cutters. Thanks, man. This will save me some time.
Great. Then you'll have time to work on your game.
Oh, yeah, that's funny.
Are you a busy guy? Save yourself time and walk into one of our area's 12 Cost Cutters whenever it's convenient for you. Then relax, because Cost Cutters will make things easy and affordable for you.
Cost Cutters. Live your life. We always have time for your hair.
Aaron Pullen, Texas is such a big state and so full of pride and so proud of their heritage. Couple of questions for you. Your grandparents live near Houston, and you have been in the Astrodome. They don't use it anymore. The Astros play at Minute Maid Field. What is the Astrodome used for now? Why didn't they just take a wrecking ball to it?
Right now, the Astrodome, they use it mainly for rodeos, monster truck rallies, stuff like that. High school teams do play on it. One of the big high school, Houston Bel Air, they're nationally ranked every year. They use it a lot during their season. And like I said, I have been to the Astrodome quite a bit when I was a little kid and when the Stros were still playing there.
I know that it was named when Judge Hoffheinz built it the eighth wonder of the world, and it still holds that allure, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, every time, we go to Houston and drive by, we got to drive by the Astrodome just to, childhood memories and, just to take a look at it again.
You went to school at Texas Arlington, where the Rangers play, and you've gotten to play in the ballpark in Arlington. That must have been a thrill for you, Aaron.
Oh, it was definitely exciting playing at the ballpark in the Texas High School All-Star game through, I think, 2 innings, and even got the hit, went 1 for 1.
Well, that sounds like Dontrell Willis. Final question, Aaron. What did you study at the University of Texas Arlington? What was your interest there?
Actually, I had 3 interests. I changed majors 3 times.
That's good. What did you study then, the 3 areas?
I went in as a broadcast communications, and then went in and then changed that to a business major, and then changed into a political science pre-law.
My goodness, Aaron, and so you have some expertise in all those areas. It's no wonder you're such a good interview. Do you eventually want to pursue a law degree?
That's what I'd like to do. I'd like to, go to law school, hopefully, get into the University of Texas, because I can't play baseball forever, so I have something to fall back on.
That's wonderful. I know Tony La Russa, the longtime skipper of the Cardinals, got his law degree, and he is an attorney. Aaron Pullen, thanks for this wonderful dugout interview. You're a neat guy, and we sure appreciate you introducing yourself to our listeners all across eastern Iowa and on the Internet, where I'm sure your folks and grandparents like to listen. Here's a $5 gift certificate, Aaron, that you can redeem at any of our Zio Giano's Italian spaghetti houses. So much good for so little money at Zio Giano's. Homemade pasta, homemade bread, great Italian food. Aaron, thank you so much.
Thank you. I really enjoyed it.
So did we, and so did our listeners. Aaron Pullen, our dugout interview guest. The Kernels and the swing of the Quad Cities on a cool but dry and clear Monday evening, Wilkins Elementary School night. I'll have the starting lineups in a minute. You're tuned to Kernel Baseball on the Zone.
Quiznos Kernels Kids Club members. Did you know that your Quiznos Kernels Kids Club membership card is good for more than just great deals at the ballpark? That's right. By showing your Quiznos Kernels Kids Club membership card at any of the Cedar Rapids Quiznos, you'll receive a free small drink when you buy a Quiznos sub. That's a free small drink with the purchase of a Quiznos sub when you show your Quiznos Kernels Kids Club card.
Quiznos, toasty.
For more than 70 years, Rockwell Collins has been dedicated to providing innovative and dependable aviation electronics and communication solutions worldwide. We also bring a dedication of excellence to our communities to help ensure growth and prosperity. The long-standing partnership between Rockwell Collins and the Kernels is one way we're enhancing the quality of life in our community and making Cedar Rapids the best place to live and work. Rockwell Collins and the Cedar Rapids Kernels, partners on and off the field.
The sun shining brightly, big white billowing clouds above, and over 400 in the plaza section for Wilkins Elementary School night. It's Game 3 of our 4-game homestand. We split with the Kane County Cougars, and this evening we welcome in the Class A Midwest League affiliate of the Minnesota Twins, the swing of the Quad Cities. John Rogers with Scott Une, the Zone Sports Director, happy to be with you on this Monday evening. Let's go ahead and set the starting lineups. First for the visiting swing, their skipper is the youngest in the league, Kevin Bowles. He's the son of former Florida Marlins skipper John Bowles. Quad City comes in on a 17-game road trip. They will not play in the new renovated John O'Donnell Stadium till early May. Leading off for the 8-9 swing, Denard Spann in center field, a first-round pick of Minnesota. He leads the league with 6 steals. Batting second is Alex Garcia for the Swing, and he's playing second base. Hitting third for the Swing, Kyle Phillips. He's the brother of Met catcher Jason Phillips, and he is hitting third behind the plate. Brock Peterson at first base will bat cleanup for the visiting Quad City, or Swing of the Quad City. At shortstop, batting fifth, J.R. Taylor. J.R. Taylor hitting fifth at short. Mark Zamwich is the designated hitter. He'll bat sixth. Mark Zamwich hitting sixth at DH. In right field, Scott Whitrock. He's a Wisconsin native. He'll bat seventh. Hitting eighth for the Swing, Ryan Spatero. Spatero in left field. And batting ninth at third base is Paul Rutgers. On the hill, a good one, 6'4", 225, 21-year-old left-hander rather. He's from Canada, or check that, he's from California, and he went to Gonzaga, and that is Errol Simonich. Errol Simonich, a sixth-round pick of Minnesota last year out of Gonzaga from La Canada, California High School. And Simonich has a 1-1 record with a 3.95 earned run average. He's making his fourth start of the year. Errol Simonich, a 6'4", 225-pound lefty on the hill for the Swing of the Quad City. Allen Motor Company is open till 9 this evening. It's important you know that, Colonel fans, because their spring cleanup sale is in full swing. 2004 Cadillac CTSs are spring cleanup sale priced at Allen's just $29,999 or $499 a month to lease a 2004 Cadillac CTS at Allen Motor Company. Also of note, during Allen's spring cleanup sale, 2004 GMC Envoys spring cleanup sale priced at only $25,999. That's a savings of over $6,400. Allen's is open late tonight, other weekdays until 6, and open late till 9 tonight and Thursday. Allen Motor Company, I-380 and Boyson Road, exit 25. Proud to bring us the Allen Motor Company Colonel starting lineup. Here's KCRG, the Zone Sports Director, Scott Unash.
Great to be back with you, John. And here's the lineup for Bobby Magallanes and the Kernels on this Monday night. Sean Rodriguez will lead things off, and Sean will be at second base. Quan Cosby will be the center fielder, and Quan will bat second. The shortstop will be Brandon Wood. Brandon will hit third in the Colonel lineup. Matt Pauley will be the cleanup man, and Matt will be at first base. Batting fifth, Blake Balcom in right field. Matt Brown will be at the hot corner, and he'll bat sixth. Aaron Peel will be in left field, and Aaron hits seventh. The designated hitter tonight is Matt Abram. He'll hit eighth. And the catcher, Bobby Wilson, batting ninth for the Kernels. And on the mound for Cedar Rapids, he has been red hot, probably our best pitcher so far, Kevin Jepson, a winner last time out as the Kernels beat Clinton 5-2. He shut out the Lumber Kings in 6 innings. In fact, has not given up a run in his last 12 innings. Kevin Jepson on the mound for the Kernels. So again, it'll be Rodriguez, Cosby, Wood, Pauley, Balcom, Brown, Peel, Abram, and Wilson for the Kernels.
Scott, thanks so much for setting that Allen Motor Company Colonel starting lineup. Anderson and Brown Eye Care, proud to present our umpiring crew. An umpire has to focus on the goal of getting the calls right. The ability to focus is a necessity, and Anderson and Brown Eye Care can help make sure your eyes focus properly for all the calls you have to make each and every day. The Anderson Brown Eye Care umpiring crew has Tyler Funneman calling the balls and strikes, and the second member of the Anderson and Brown Eye Care umpiring team is Scott Jarrett. Anderson and Brown Eye Care proud to bring us the umpiring crew for this evening. A color guard is between the mound and second base, and the wind is whipping from left to right at about, Scott, I would guess 25 to 30 miles an hour.
Yeah, Josh Baines came on with our pregame weather, and he said a northwest wind 25 miles per hour right now. What that means here at the ballpark, it's blowing from the left field area, left field foul line to the right field foul pole, and it is going to take a mighty, prodigious shot to get it out of left field here this evening. Maybe a little bit better luck for the left-handed hitters if they pull it down the line to right, but pitchers got to enjoy this night tonight.
Well, you're exactly right, Scott. Yesterday we saw 6'5", 235-pound Nick Touchstone make his Colonel debut, and the Swing of the Quad Cities has Errol Simonich, who's 6'4", 225, a lefty from Gonzaga, 21-year-old, and he'll be opposed by our best pitcher. And whenever, well, he and Mike Opposey have really carried us as far as the starters go. And, Scott, the thing about Kevin Jepson is he's a year older, he's healthy, and he still has that confidence in his fastball where at times he can just use it at will to get guys out.
Oh, yeah, and he's still a youngster. You got to remember that. He's only 19 years old, and just getting back into it after that injury that really cut short his 2003 season. And Kevin's been throwing very, very well. And I'm going to try to keep that scoreless consecutive inning streak going, which is at 12 right now, and should have a heck of a pitching matchup. Errol Simonich, I tell you what, he's from Gonzaga up in the Northwest, and he is built like a sequoia over there. You can tell he's a pitcher. Big guy, big leg, 6'4". He will come after you, and from the left-handed side.
You see him warming up in the left field bullpen as the Cost Cutters Dream Team from Wilkins Elementary School is about to be introduced to take the field with the Kernels. And we said we heard lots of mixed reviews on the swing of the Quad Cities uniforms, and everyone told us just look at the Texas Longhorns at Division I college, only with blue numbers, powder baby blue numbers, and you have the swing uniforms, kind of a burnt Texas Longhorn orange. And some people love it, and others kind of think, ugh.
I'm in the category, and I think so are a couple of people down the front row here. Yeah, you know, that's the modern look, and they were going for that when they redid everything in Davenport and then the Quad Cities this year. Like I said this afternoon on the show, the Rough Riders went through this about, well, their inaugural season when they played their first stretch of games on the road, and that was a stretch. This one, they will finally be home on Thursday at the new renovated John O'Donnell Stadium in the Quad Cities. I'm sure they're looking forward to getting there and getting and checking out the home digs at Davenport. And
Scott, you're exactly right. If you're ever going to rename your team and have a radical change to kind of a futuristic uniform, this would be the year to do it. And I've heard nothing but great things about the renovated John O'Donnell. We are so fortunate now in this league to have these wonderful, state-of-the-art, magnificent stadiums. And what a gratifying moment for the kids from Wilkins Elementary is they're going to get to run out a dream team composed of 9 kids from Wilkins. And then the Wilkins choir is down below. They're standing behind the dirt batting circle facing Scott and I here in the Zone's broadcast booth right behind home plate. A color guard is out, and as Scott mentioned, that wind whipping in from the northwest left to right at about 25 to 30 miles an hour. This should be a lot of fun. At least the people from Wilkins, the 450-plus, Scott, are drenched in sunshine.
Yeah, they are, and they're getting ready to go. They all have miniature American flags they're going to be holding when the anthem is sung, and should be a very interesting and very inspirational national anthem that'll be coming up in a little bit. Kernels getting ready to take the field. They're tied for first place right now in the Western Division with the Kane County Cougars, and Clinton right behind them at 9-7 right now.
Yeah, there's a real logjam, Scott. The cream of the crop so far early on.
Oh,
the South Bend. They're the Arizona Diamondback affiliate.
Yeah, 14-3, and they are. No one has gotten off to that good a start since West Michigan did back. What was that, in the mid-'90s when they had Robert Fick in that group?
Well, that's right. The 1997 Whitecap team was phenomenal. Well, let's join PA announcer Dale Brodt for the introduction of the Wilkins Chorus, led by Mrs. Marge Watts. Here they are.
I am proud to be an American and proud of our flag and all for which it stands. Please stand it when you present your national anthem.
And now to honor America, please join in the singing of the national anthem, this evening being performed by youngsters with the Wilkins Chorus.
Well, Scott Unash, the goosebumps on my arm speak for themselves. With the Wilkins Elementary School choir singing, they added a very patriotic touch with the color guard and the colors being retired. They each had their own American flag, and they waved them for the last stanza.
Absolutely, and a very inspirational sight. Probably a group of about 35 or 40 of them down from Wilkins Elementary in Marion.
Boy, Scott, they did a fantastic job, and it's their night to shine here at the new Veterans Memorial Stadium. The colors are being retired, and we look forward to bringing you the first of a mini two-game series against the Minnesota Twin minor leaguers, the swing of the Quad Cities. The Kernels are tied atop the Western Division first half standings with a record of 10-7, Quad Cities 8-9. Scott Unash and I look forward to bringing you a wonderful night of fun here from the new Veterans Memorial Stadium. We'll have tonight's call in just a minute. You're tuned to Colonel Baseball on the Zone.
With all the talk about rising gas prices, doesn't it make sense to drive a fuel-efficient vehicle? You can when you buy with confidence at Randy Keel Honda. Get up to 51 miles to the gallon with the Honda Civic Hybrid. Every Honda model has awesome fuel efficiency. Don't wait for $2 a gallon gas to buy a fuel-efficient car. Not when you can save time and money now by previewing Randy Keel's fuel-efficient inventory online at randykeel.com. Right now, lease a 2004 Honda Accord LX for only $235 per month. At Randy Keel Honda, you'll find many great buys under $5,000 too. Randy Keel is the home of confidence, a 7-year, 100,000-mile guarantee. Randy Keel is dedicated on getting you the lowest possible price backed by the best service in the Midwest. Stop by and see for yourself at Randy Keel Honda, Center Point Road Northeast in Cedar Rapids, or visit them on the web at randykeel.com. Accord LX lease, 36 months, $14.88 due at lease time. Includes first month's payment, security deposit, capitalized cost reduction, and excludes tax and license.
Is making his fourth start of the year. As Scott told you, he's won 2 and lost 1. He's won his last 2 decisions, and he has a string of 12 scoreless innings going for him. We've just had the play ball kid make it official from Wilkins Elementary School that we're ready for action here at the new Veterans Memorial Stadium. Kevin Jepson will face Denard Span, a speedster who swiped 6 out of 7 this year to lead the league. Alex Garcia, a switch hitter, and Kyle Phillips, the catcher, will bat third here in the top of the first inning. Scott, let's take a look at the Kernels defensively.
Kernels defensively, they will have Aaron Peel in left field, Quan Cosby patrolling center field, and both those fields are going to be very treacherous tonight with the wind the way it is. Blake Malcolm will be in right. Infield from third to first, Matt Brown, Brandon Wood, along with Kernels second baseman Sean Rodriguez, and Matt Pauley will be at first, and Kevin Jepson along with the catcher Bobby Wilson, the battery for the Kernels here on this windy, but otherwise pretty pleasant Monday night.
Yes, Scott, 56 degrees our game time temperature, and the lights are already on here at the new Veterans Memorial Stadium. It's great to see the field drenched in bright sunlight. We saw it at the in the bottom of the ninth yesterday, trailing 12-2, we saw the sun come out.
Yeah.
So maybe that was an omen.
Who knows? That's an omen. And we'll talk about it more, but, Quad City 8-9 coming into this, and that is just remarkable.
For 17 road games.
Considering what they have done, and they're going to make up these road games soon. So if they can keep right at 500 before they head home, they got a pretty good shot to make some noise.
Very, very astute observation, Scott. To go 8-9 with your first 3 weeks of the season on the road is astounding. Denard Span, a left-handed batter, hitting 194, no homers, 4 RBIs, blazing speed. He's from Tampa, Florida. He's 20 years old, and this is his second year of pro ball. He was the first player taken in the 2002 draft by the Minnesota Twins, and they very rarely make mistakes with high draft picks. The game's first pitch from Jepson is a fastball high and in. We're underway with the swing and their burnt orange tops with powder blue numbers, gray road trousers, and burnt orange socks. Denard Span, a left-handed batter, takes a changeup that looked good from here, but Tyler Funneman said ball too low.
Yeah, it looks like someone that designed the uniforms, a big Texas and North Carolina fan.
That's the 2 colors, right, Scott? A fastball on the outside corner taken by Denard for a strike. Span steps out, checks his skipper, Kevin Bowles, wearing a heavy blue jacket, coaching at third base. Now Jepson lets loose with the fastball high, and it's a 3-1 count on Denard Span. You want to keep him off base. He's 6 for 7 in stolen base attempts. Slightly open stance, and he stands well up in the batter's box from the left side. The 3-1. And he knuckles it foul right behind the catcher, Bobby Wilson. Scott, it has to be extremely tough on the hitters because of the shadows being cast halfway to the mound by the grandstand roof.
Yeah, especially the first couple innings, and especially with Kevin Jepson throwing about 95 miles per hour.
The payoff pitch. Slap foul past third as Span spoiled a high fastball. Kevin has pitched 16 and a third innings in 3 starts, allowed a dozen hits, struck out 13 in 16 and a third, walked only 4. His ERA a sparkling 2.20. He's been very good early on, just like he was last year when he was 5-0 out of the gate before his elbow acted up on him. Span hits one hard to the right of Matt Pauley. That's the leadoff single for Denard Span, and brother, did he have a great at-bat. At least we didn't walk him. We made him earn his way on.
Yeah, I'm not sure Matt Pauley saw that ball coming out of the sun. He's right at about where the shadow and the sun come together as well, about 10 feet to the right of first base. I don't think Matt could have got it anyway, but he did get a very good jump on it.
No, he didn't move well at all to his right. It was hit hard. Alex Garcia, a switch hitter, who bats from, well, with a deep bend in his waist, actually, looks at a fastball high for ball 1.
Kevin's gotten all his fastballs up in the zone here so far, so he's going to have to work on getting it down a little bit.
Jepson has not thrown over to first. My goodness, Denard Span has a huge lead. He dives back in plenty of time, hand first. Andrew Rudnick, the voice of the swing, told us that Denard Span has a goal, and that is to set the all-time record for stolen bases by a Quad City player, which I believe he told me is 62 steals.
We can look that up, John.
Oh, we got their media guy.
Oh, we got it all.
Let's look that up and see if Denard has a realistic chance. I think he said 62.
69.
69. Well, that's a high number. A throw over. Again, close for, but Span back in hand first. We're just underway on a sparkling, sunny, windy Monday evening. The Kernels 10-7. The swing of the Quad Cities, 17 road games, 8-9. There goes the runner. A pitch strike, and Bobby Wilson couldn't get out of the mitt, and it was still pretty close. Scott, had Bobby Wilson been able to get that pitch out of his mitt, we might have had Denard Span.
Yeah, he threw a bullet down to second base, but like you said, he double clutched a little bit, couldn't get it out of the glove in the first crack, and Span's got his 7th. 69 is the record for the Quad Cities team. And I just closed the book here. I'll get it for you. And that was by Bobby Coachman.
The 1-1. Garcia didn't get around on a 95-mile-an-hour fastball from Kevin Jepson. And that is strike 2. We have a special guest who we invited, and I'm glad on this windy Monday evening she could make it from AAA Minnesota, Iowa. Patty Kelly is here. We'll be interested to see if Patty could bring her son tonight. Swing and a miss on a high fastball. And Alex Garcia, oh, brother, he was literally, Scott, just overpowered.
Yeah, he was. And I think he was thinking fastball, and he got it, but it was, again, up in the zone. Good pitch, though, for that 2-1 pitch, however.
Well, it was.
Or 1-2 pitch, I should say.
Now it's going to take a base hit from Kyle Phillips or the on-deck man, Brock Peterson, if Quad City is going to cash in on the leadoff single by their leadoff man, Denard Span, and his 7th stolen base of the year. Yet another left-handed hitter, Kyle Phillips, is at the plate. He's 20 years old, and the catcher swings at that 96-mile-an-hour fastball, according to the McDonald's speed pitch indicator, and he couldn't catch up to it. Phillips, a twin 10th-round pick in 2002, went to the same high school as Jared Abruzzo. In fact, his batting stance is like Jared Abruzzo, Scott, isn't it?
Yes, it felt like, and built quite a bit like Jared.
My goodness. El Capitan High School in the San Diego area.
He must be pretty good with shots with catchers at that level.
Well, Phillips is 6'2", 205. He's hitting .306 on the young season, a homer, 3 RBIs, 5 doubles. Kevin Jepson with the runner at second. Wings and a curveball outside, and it's 2-1. Kevin hasn't found his rhythm and hit his spots yet. And who knows? We asked Bobby Magallanes, or a fan asked him on the Ask the Manager show last Friday, if a strong wind affects a hurler, and Bobby said unquestionably it does. Now Spann has to dive back in as the shortstop Brandon Wood snuck in behind the runner at second. Scott, I haven't played baseball since high school, so you are more in tune with your boys playing and having played at Kennedy. Does a pitcher kind of feel the effects of the wind?
Oh, there's no doubt about it.
The 2-1. Juts just inside, and Tyler Funneman has a very minuscule strike zone. That was a good pitch.
Good pitch. Tried to get him right on the hands. Phillips laid off. Pitch was called inside.
Kyle Phillips now sitting on a 3-1 count. His older brother is a regular for the New York Mets. A bouncer to the right side. Big play by Rodriguez. Big range as Sean had to go far to his left with his momentum carrying him out towards the Colonel right field bullpen, and he threw the catcher out as Spann went to third. And Scott, when that ball left the bat, there was a lot of daylight between Sean Rodriguez and the ball.
Made a good play on it and didn't rush it. Did a good job. Got a nice high hop. Ball was not hit particularly hard, and that allows Sean to get over there to his left to make a pretty good play. And on the play, Spann went over to third base.
And now Brock Peterson will try to drive him in. Brock, the first right-handed batter to face Kevin Jepson, the Colonel 19-year-old. And ball one is low and in to Brock Peterson, 6'3", 215. He's from the state of Washington, 20 years old. He's from Chehalis, Washington. I think that's near Seattle, but I'll have to look at my atlas. Swing and a miss as Jepson came in high and tight and tied up the batter in knots. The swing of the Quad City, wearing burnt orange jerseys with kind of, are they powder or baby blue?
Carolina blue.
Carolina blue, Scott, thank you.
There you go.
Denard Spann leading away at third as Jepson comes set. And a curve, looked good from here, but ball two high to Brock Peterson. Brock has had a home run this season, 9 RBIs. He's batting .258.
And again, so far, everything high for Kevin in the first inning.
He misses inside with a 94-mile-an-hour fastball, and now Brock Peterson sitting on a hitter's pitch, 3-1. Quad City threatening to take the lead here in the opening frame. Brock has a narrow stance, his feet close together, and he walks. Jepson missed high, 2 on, 1 at each corner, 2 out for J.R. Taylor. Taylor's a little guy. They list him at 5'7", 165, and I'll tell you what, Scott, you look at J.R. Taylor and you do think Craig Graybeck and Freddie Patek.
Looks bigger than 165, though. He's got some pretty thick legs on him. But yeah, he's not a very big guy in there.
You like Craig Graybeck?
Oh, he was fabulous. Good backup middle infielder for a lot of teams for a lot of years.
And Freddie Patek played at 5 feet 6 inches tall for the Pirates and Royals. He helped Whitey Herzog win 3 division titles for Kansas City in the mid-'70s. A strike is in to the 5'7" switch hitter.
That was the best fastball that Kevin has thrown all night.
As far as location, you're right, Scott. Runners at the corners here in the top of the first for the swing. Taylor punches one off his fifth foul. It rattles up to the red club section, just above the swing third base dugout.
They're still chasing it.
Oh, it's great to see the plaza section 80% full of kids, teachers, and staff from Wilkins Elementary School and their associates. And we'll talk to their principal, Jeff Schneekloth, in the fourth inning. They're in the suite, the Colonel Diamond suite. It'll be great to have Jeff make sure the radio's on in there, and we'll say a personal hello to them a little bit later this evening. Taylor broke his bat. JR is back in the box. 21-year-old switch-hitting shortstop from runner goes from first. The Crowder to first, and Matt Pauley down on one knee. Gloves it, takes one step to his left, right to the base to retire the swing, and J.R. Taylor on a ground ball to first. Well, Kevin Jepson showed good resiliency as he pitched out of a jam in the first inning. No runs for Quad City in the first. 1 hit, a walk. There were no Colonel errors, and the swing leaves 2 men aboard. After 1/2 inning, Quad City's nothing. The Colonel's coming to bat. You're listening to Colonel Baseball on the Zone.
When we met, expected we would never forget the Oceanos. Now it's where mi amore and I dine in. We carry out the lunch and the dinner all the time for lasagna, ravioli, mandacati, cannelloni, tortellini. Or try their delicious salads and sub sandwiches too. The Oceanos is the hometown taste of Italy. For your next meal with friends and a family, remember the Oceanos with 5 convenient locations for the pasta that makes you sing.
Checking out the classifieds? Yeah, I'm tired of working at dead-end jobs. I want to work for a company that offers opportunity.
You know, I just got a job at Access Direct, and they're looking for people like you.
Really? What makes Access Direct so different?
I'm making $9 an hour, and I'll be getting a 50-cent increase within 6 months. Plus, there's always room for advancement.
How about benefits?
Access Direct has a full benefit package that includes 401k.
And vacations?
Access Direct offers 10 days vacation plus holidays.
Why am I looking in the classified?
Put that paper down.
Can we go to Access Direct right now so I can apply?
Let's go.
Don't settle for just any job. Find your future at Access Direct. You'll enjoy a relaxed, friendly work environment, and you'll work with great people just like yourself. Plus, you'll receive a competitive wage, benefits, including 401k, 10 days vacation, and holidays off. Check out Access Direct today, corner of Wiley and Williams Boulevard, and just off the Coralville Strip in Coralville.
Wilkins Elementary School is having the Goodwill Blaster shoot hot dogs and T-shirts up to them, and is that ever a thrill for the kids and the staff from Wilkins Elementary School? The Goodwill Blaster shooting up hot dogs and T-shirts to all the fans here, including that loaded section of Plaza fans from Wilkins Elementary School. Well, Sean Rodriguez will face the big lefty, and we do mean big. We saw a big one yesterday for the Kernels, Nick Touchstone, and Errol Simonich is every bit as tall and heavy, 6'4", 225, and he delivers a strike to Sean Rodriguez. Sean, a right-handed batter, hitting 184, 2 home runs, 5 RBIs. The 0-1 is in there on the inside edge, strike 2. Rodriguez was a bright spot for the Kernels yesterday. He had one of our 5 hits in our 12-2 drubbing suffered at the hands of King County. But that was yesterday. The 0-2 missed low and in for a ball.
This is a big man.
And Scott, where do you see our Nick Touchstone? They look very similar in physique. Sean Rodriguez takes an outside fastball and lofts it foul into the backstop. It's still 1-2 to Sean, to be followed by Quan Cosby and Brandon Wood. No score, bottom of the first inning. The 6'4" lefty's next pitch is a curve and a swing and a miss by Sean Rodriguez. Boy, Scott, let's hope he doesn't have that good of a breaking ball all night.
That was nasty. You go about 93, 94, and then I'm going to throw about a 73-mile-per-hour curveball that's right at the knees. And, yeah, Sean didn't have a lot of hope on that one.
Errol Simonich was a sterling 5-1 in 8 starts with Elizabethton last year, so this guy can do it. He delivers a strike to Quan Cosby. Quan, a switch hitter batting right, hitting 212, 1 homer, 1 RBI, no doubles, 2 triples.
Quan's been scuffling as of late.
Yeah, as far as hits go, yes, Scott. He pops one down the right field line and foul ground near the wall. Fair ball, home run. Got it started, and I lost it off the bat, and Quan Cosby hit his first professional home run last weekend against King County, and he swats one over the right field wall. We ought to say that he's scuffling more often because he just swatted one just to the left of the 325 mark.
That's right, and that ball did not take long to get out of here. Yeah, we should say that he's scuffling a little bit more. That was a heck of a job of hitting by Quan. He just went with the pitch, fastball in the outside corner. We mentioned with the wind the way it is, the one place you're probably going to get a push a little bit is down the right field line, and that's exactly where he hit it.
Well, I'll tell you what, Quan can keep scuffling all he wants for Scott and I's money, because he did what Scott said. He took an outside pitch the other way, and he swatted it over the right field fence, just to the left of the 325 mark, 1-0. Now Brandon Wood, Anaheim Angel first-round pick last year, hitting at 250, 3 homers, 14 RBIs. The right-handed batter chipped one foul between the legs of the catcher, and now he takes a pitch low.
That broke a 1 for 17 for Quan.
Oh, brother, what a way to break out of a tailspin. Now Brandon Wood follows suit, and he drills one foul over the Wilkins Elementary kids down the right field line. And it's 1-2 to Brandon Wood. Scoreboard says 0-2, but it's 1-2. Brandon down on that sharp-breaking pitch, down and in the dirt, so the catcher, Kyle Phillips, completes the strikeout by firing to first. Brandon Wood down on strikes, 2 gone. 1-0 Kernels on the Quan Cosby home run.
Tell you better not look down at your scorebook too much because you're going to miss a few things. Most pitchers get the ball and they throw it.
And isn't that refreshing, Scott?
Yes, it is.
A good friend of ours, Alan Bernard, has come up. He'll be introducing us to a wonderful fella, Bill Moore. Bill is warming up here. Bill's son is going to play Division I baseball next year, Scott, as an Alabama Crimson Tide.
Good baseball down in the SEC.
A curve is a strike to Matt Pauley. Now a pitch in the dirt, and it's 1-1. Since Matt is at the plate, it'd be a great time to, well, we'll do that just a little bit later. I got my days mixed up, but that's what I do during a 140-game season. We did a couple of school assemblies this morning, and then the Wilkins school night, and I'm still scrambling to catch up. Matt Pauley leads the team in average, batting .333, 2 homers, 9 RBIs. Ball 3 is outside. Well, I was right. Matt Pauley was with us this morning. So was Von Sturzbach. And thanks to Toyota Financial Services, we visited Isaac Newton Christian Academy and All Saints Catholic School to promote our Toyota Financial Services summer reading program. Pauley takes strike 2 called on the outside corner. Matt and Von Sturzbach were here at 8:30 this morning, and boy, were the kids happy to see them at the 2 schools. The payoff pitch, a curve, and Matt Pauley pops it up to the shortstop, J.R. Taylor, near the bag. Wait a minute. The second baseman, Alex Garcia, crossed over the bag, and the second baseman on the short side of second made the catch. Alex Garcia caught Matt Pauley's pop-up to put out to the second baseman. 1 run on a Quan Cosby home run, 1 hit in the first inning for the Kernels. No Quad City errors, and the Kernels leave the bases empty. After 1 inning on Wilkins Elementary School night, Kernels 1, the Swing nothing. You're listening to Kernel Baseball on the Zone.
Whether you're a serious athlete or a weekend warrior, injuries can take you out of your game. Smart athletes know that Physiotherapy Associates in Cedar Rapids are the experts in the treatment and prevention of sport-related injuries. Our expert staff serves the metro and surrounding area high school athletes. Physiotherapy Associates in Cedar Rapids, the smart choice in sports medicine. Call us at 398-1569. That's 398-1569. We'll get you back in your game today.
When you need group transportation, there is only one name you need to remember. That name is Tri-State Travel, transportation provider for the Cedar Rapids Kernels and hundreds of other schools, organizations, and associations in the Cedar Rapids, Iowa City, and Waterloo area. Check our unblemished safety record, compare our pricing, and then climb aboard one of Tri-State Travel's modern deluxe motor coaches and experience our award-winning service. Tri-State Travel, the leader in motor coach group transportation.
At Zimmerman's, we believe that the voice of the customer speaks the loudest. Let's hear what our customers have to say.
I've always had good luck at Zimmerman's. I bought 5 vehicles here.
You buy a used vehicle, obviously you want it to hold up because you don't want to have problems with it. So we've always had really good luck here, so we just keep coming back.
On behalf of everyone at Zimmerman's, I want to thank you for your business.
With KCRG Sports Director Scott Munash, I'm John Rogers. Quan Cosby broke out of a mini slump in the first inning. The switch hitter batting right went the other way and lofted a home run, his second of the year, over the 8-foot-high wall in right, just to the left of the 325 mark, and it delighted all the kids and parents and staff from Wilkins Elementary School. We're at the top of the hour. That means we need to remind you that you're listening to Kernel Baseball on ESPN Radio 1600, The Zone, Cedar Rapids, Iowa. Our in-studio engineer is Bev Taylor. Mark Zamwish The designated hitter, batting sixth, the left-handed hitter, will lead it off against Kevin Jepson, who has a 1-0 lead. Zamweich steps into the first pitch and swings through it, strike one. Mark is from Canada, went to the University of British Columbia. And I'll tell you what, Scott, you don't hear enough about Canadian baseball players, but there are some guys that swing and a miss on a 93-mile-an-hour fastball. There are some guys in Canada that can play this game.
Oh, absolutely. Well, we got two of them here. With Samar.
Our pitcher, Michel Samar, and Mark Zamweich, the batter, the 0-2 from Jepson. It hit the batter. Ooh, it hit him in the right elbow, and he's probably played a lot of hockey in his time. The last thing you want to do on an 0-2 pitch is drill a guy. Kevin was simply trying to come inside and came inside too far. That's the second hit batsman by Kevin Jepson this season.
Yeah, 0-2 pitch. He was just trying to get it on the inside part of the plate, and Cutter got away from him a little bit. Got him right on, wasn't on the wrist, I think it was just above the wrist on that right arm.
23-year-old right-handed hitting. Scott Whitrock at the plate. He's from Wisconsin Rapids. A slider at the knees, outside corner for a strike. Whitrock has good numbers, 3 homers, 8 RBIs in the power department, but hitting just 186. Scott was a Quad City River Bandit a year ago, hit 230 in 91 games. Runner not going, and a check swing turns into a half swing, a swing by Whitrock, and Kevin Jepson's ahead of him 0-2, Scott.
I wonder if the guys who played at Quad City last year got to keep the River Bandit stuff.
They should have, because it didn't have to be used anymore except for museum pieces.
Yeah.
Breeze blowing strongly from the left field foul pole to the right field foul pole. Jepson's 0-2, low and away. What a stop by Bobby Wilson to prevent a wild pitch.
Well, he made that look really simple, too. Had the backhand it going to his right. Made a really nice play.
Bobby Ramos, the Anaheim Angel roving catching instructor, working on just that technique at 1 o'clock this afternoon. There goes the runner. A swing and a tip foul. Just getting a piece of it was Whitrock. Mark Zamweich was running. He has no steals this year. The Swing like to run. They have 20 steals in 17 games, and they're tied for second in stolen bases. Most Twin teams do not like to run at the major league level.
Yeah, interesting. They only have 10 home runs as a team, and this is the man that leads them in home runs. And you would think with that stat, probably wouldn't see a lot of hit and running, but more of a line drive hitter perhaps.
Swing and a miss, a late swing by Scott Whitrock, and he's the second strikeout victim of Kevin Jepson. 1 on, 1 out, and the batter is Ryan Spatero. We had a Brian Scutero back in 1996 relief pitcher. This is Ryan Spatero. Spatero stands very close to the plate, hitting 233, a throw to first, and diving back safely is Zamweich. Ryan Spatero is another Canadian. He's from the province of Ontario, and the Twins got him in the 41st round of the 2001 draft. Strike one called on the outside corner. Scott, I know one of our best friends is Jeff Johnson, the beat writer for the Gazette, and he is a huge Minnesota Twins fan.
One of the hugest, and interestingly enough, Twins, their philosophy in their minor league system, as the pitch is outside, is a lot of teams go toward Latin America, Central America. Twins don't do that so much. They have 2 Australians on the team. They have 2 Canadians on this team as well.
Exactly right. A throw to first, and for just a second, Zamweich was leaning, but he got back hand first. He's being held there by Matt Pauley. Kevin Jepson still pitching in bright sunlight. He's wearing his white Colonel Home uniform with a navy blue cap, a red bill. Let's see if Zamweich is running. He's not, and the batter jackknifes out of the way of a pitch down and in ball 2. Kevin Jepson wanted the call, didn't get it from plate umpire Tyler Funneman. Ryan Spatero at the plate.
Of course, the Quad City team also has Billy Maurer on their team again this year.
One of 3 Maurer brothers. Joe, what a tough break, and I don't mean that as a pun, but he hurt his knee the very first game of the season at the Metrodome, and I want you to talk about the new turf they have up there, Scott, because it's controversial. The 2-1. The pitch out makes it 3-1. Now, a lot of baseball people would tell you you don't pitch out on 2-1, but it is a hit and run count because now you make the count 3-1.
Yeah, that's right. But Kevin Jepson's going so well. I think Bobby Magionis has a lot of confidence in the right hand.
Runner not going. Ooh, a pitch just inside, and the tying run down to second base with only one out. Ryan Spatero has walked. The second walk issued by the 19-year-old Colonel right-hander. Now Paul Rutgers, spelled just like the school in New Jersey, could tie this game. Rutgers is from Nazareth College. As Scott said, he's one of 2 Australians on this team. And he's only 20 years old, Paul Rutgers. And it's unusual to see a fellow with darker skin from Australia. And I asked Andrew Rudnick about that. He said, John, Rutgers is not an Aborigine. He happens to be of color, and he's from Australia. He's a right-handed batter. Paul takes a letter-high fastball for strike 1.
Tyler Funneman is a delayed strike call, and he's kind of picked off a few players from each team now so far.
Sun shining brightly out in right field where Blake Balcom has a tough challenge. Rutgers stands well up in the batter's box and bats from a deep crouch. Paul waves at a curveball, missed that by a lot, and it's strike 2 swinging.
Yeah, it was not a good swing by Rutgers. He was completely fooled by that off-speed curveball thrown by Kevin Jepson.
Zamwich at second, the tying run. Ryan Spatero at first, the go-ahead run. 1-0 Colonels, top of the second inning. A check swing on a slider in the dirt, smothered by Bobby Wilson, another good stop. And Rutgers took it for ball 1. Outfield is a dark, lush green as Jesse Rader's grounds crew has mowed a diamond pattern out there, kind of a carrot pattern. The 1-0, or the 1-2 rather, outside, evens the count at 2-2.
Rutgers was originally scheduled to play second tonight, and they moved him over to third. A late lineup change by Quad City.
Paul is hitting 105 on the season. Now the second baseman, Sean Rodriguez, tiptoes in towards the bag, and that prompts a step off the rubber by Kevin Jepson. Matt Brown at third. Wouldn't it be nice to have one hit to him for an inning-ending double play? The runners go! And a tap foul to the on-deck hitter. Boy, Scott, Kevin Bowles isn't afraid to do anything with his runners.
No, he had a double steal attempt going right there. But showing so far this year, with Quad City being second in the league in stolen bases, that he will go at any time.
If they win on the last 2-2 delivery, they'll probably go on this pitch. Jepson, a look at second. The runners don't go as Kevin whirls and looks. Mark Zamwich, the tying run, back to the bag at second. A Quan Cosby homer in the bottom of the first has the Colonels up 1-0 in the second, but Quad City is threatening. Rutgers swings and fouls one into the net. Paul protecting the plate quite well. The kids and staff and teachers from Wilkins Elementary took heed of our call this morning, and we asked their principal, Jeff Schneekloth, to just tell them it's going to feel a bit like a November football game out here with the wind tonight, and they dressed appropriately. A curveball, and that one's punched foul up onto the first base grandstand roof. Well, I'll tell you what, Scott, I've been impressed with Rutgers. All he's trying to do right now is just meet the ball.
Yeah. Kids in the plaza section better be awake, too, because they could get one over there.
Yet another 2-2 offering. And there you go, Scott. One pop foul over the plaza section.
Hopefully pop foul is the best thing, or just a swing and a miss at this situation.
Scott, that new turf in the Metrodome was to be a panacea, but it's been a nightmare.
Well, it's I'm not so sure if it was that really caused the whole Mauer situation.
There go the runners. A pitch in the dirt, a throw to third. Wild past third. We're tied at 1 as Mark Zamwich steals third and then comes home to tie the game. Probably Bobby Wilson should have put that one in his pocket, Scott. The throw was in the dirt, and Matt Brown let it trickle by him. It'll be a stolen base, an error. Not only does the tying run score, but the go-ahead run now is at third with only one out. Sloppy baseball.
Yeah, low throw that time. It would have been a bang-bang play. It's hard to say if he was going to be out or safe at third base. The throw was on the foul side of the bag, and that's a tough play for the third baseman. You have to worry about the runner and dig it out.
Now Jepson's full count delivery is socked into left center. It'll score a run. Quan will make the catch. A sacrifice fly brings home Ryan Spatero, and Quad City leads it 2-1. Boy, Paul Rutgers, the number 9 hitter, looked overmatched, but then he got the job done, and we salute him. That is outstanding production from your number 9 hitter who looked overmatched the first few pitches.
And there goes the scoreless, consecutive scoreless inning streak for Kevin Jepson.
Yes, 2 runs across, and Quad City catapults ahead 2-1. The batter is Denard Span. He singled, stole second, and was left at third in the first inning. Bases empty, 2 gone. The Kernels have relinquished an early lead. Span misses on a bunt. Scott, do you think the new turf will be a big help to the Gopher footballers and the Vikings?
Yeah, that turf is made more for football. Because if anyone has played on AstroTurf, you fall on AstroTurf, and look, you're falling on a parking lot is basically it.
Ground ball up the middle. Brandon Woods scoots to his left behind the bag and throws in time to get the speedster Denard Span, and that ends the Quad City second, but not before the River Bandits strike for 2 runs on, get this, no hits. 1 Colonel error, and nobody left for the swing. The Kernels come to bat in the home half of the second, trailing Quad Cities 2-1. You're listening to Colonel Baseball on the Zone.
Saturday morning, it's over easy as Scott Unash dishes up the Hy-Vee Coaches Corner here on the Zone. It's a hearty helping of local sports coverage from the Metro and beyond. All the latest prep news, the way only Scott can serve it up, cooked up live from this week's featured Cedar Rapids Marion Hy-Vee Kitchen. Get your Saturday breakfast special by tuning in to the Hy-Vee Coaches Corner, live from the Hy-Vee Kitchen at 3600 Highway 151 East in Marion. Only here on The Zone.
When it comes to life insurance, think ahead. Think about planning for your family's future with Farm Bureau Financial Services. Randy Sternod in Marion can help you determine what coverage is right for you and your family. When so much in life is beyond your control, aren't you glad life insurance isn't? For your family's future, think about life insurance from Randy Sternod in Marion. Farm Bureau Financial Services, more than you think. Farm Bureau Life Insurance Company, West Des Moines, Iowa.
Get your motor running. Head on the high.
What? No motor? See us this week at Hawkeye Harley-Davidson for our open house specials. We've got 2004 Harleys in stock, but they're going fast. And all this week, big savings on select merchandise. Blowing the tailpipes out Saturday with the 3 Bs of a Hawkeye Harley good time. Barbecue, band, and bike show. There's no bad time to come to Hawkeye Harley-Davidson, just better times than others, and this is the best. Open house week, all week at Hawkeye Harley-Davidson, exit 240 off I-80 near Coral Ridge Mall.
2-1 Quad City as we go to the bottom of the second inning. Blake Balcom was a bright spot for the Kernels in our 12-2 loss yesterday. He belted a 2-run homer for our 2 runs. Blake hitting .292, 2 homers, 10 RBIs. Quad City vaulted into the lead in the top of the second inning with 2 runs on no hits. Blake wears his pants just below his knees, exposing a good deal of his Colonel Red Sox. The big lefty, Errol Simonich, misses outside. Errol spelled E-R-R-O-L.
Kind of wonder if the folks were big Errol Flynn fans.
Possibly, Scott. Possibly. A ground ball smacked to the shortstop. J.R. Taylor vacuums it up and throws out. Blake Balcom, 1 out here in the Colonel second inning, 2-1 in favor of the swing. Matt Brown at the plate. Matt? Go ahead, Scott.
I was just going to say, Simonich doesn't overpower you with his stuff. He throws in about the mid to high 80s. Got a good curveball. They compare him to Mark Redmond.
That's an interesting comparison. Now, I compared our lefty, big Nick Touchstone, who does throw hard, to Chuck Finley yesterday.
Oh.
A high pop foul off to the right by Matt Brown. Matt in the midst of a tailspin, 1 for his last 19. Brownie hitting .212, 1 homer, 11 RBIs.
You look at our stats, John, you kind of wonder, how are we this good in the record?
Yeah. Well, one reason is we only committed our 9th error of the year in the second inning that cost us a run, or 2 runs actually. So our fielding has been outstanding.
Yep, defense is good, and I also think a lot of big home runs.
Yeah, you're right about that. Several big home runs. We lead the league in homers, but we're 8th in the league in hitting with just a .229 average, and we've been striking out at an alarming pace the last week. Matt Brown swings at a changeup in the dirt, didn't get it. 1-2 to the Colonel third baseman from Idaho. Matt swings and misses at another changeup. The bottom fell out of that one, and 3 strikeouts mounting already for the Kernels in this evening's game.
Well, back to Joe Mauer's situation, the former number 1 overall draft pick. He was hurt that first week. He was going back to the screen to catch a foul ball on that. It's not a dirt surface, that rubberized surface.
Almost a tartan, yes.
Right, and he did that slide job, and the knee just happened to go a place that the knee shouldn't go, in a direction it shouldn't go, and tore some meniscus.
Oh, brother. Well, we wish Joe a speedy recovery because Aaron Peel is ahead 2-0. He took a pitch low, now high and away. Peel batting with 2 away, nobody on. Bottom of the second, 2-1 Quad Cities. Peel hitting .229, 4 homers, 7 RBIs. Aaron swings and misses 4 strike 1. Scott, I was going to say that we kind of follow Joe Mauer like we do our Jeff Mathis. They both came up in this league and set it on fire 2 short seasons ago. A lazy pop-up to the second baseman, and on the edge of the outfield grass behind the bag, it's gloved by Alex Garcia. Aaron Peel brings a quick Colonel second inning to an end by popping to second. The Colonels go in order, and we have played 2 with Quad Cities ahead 2-1. You're listening to Colonel Baseball on the Zone.
Toyota Financial Services of Cedar Rapids understands the importance of reading in the lives of our community's children. That's why they're proud to fund the 6th annual Toyota Financial Services Colonel Summer Reading Program. The generous support of Toyota Financial Services will result in Colonel players conducting a record 32 elementary school assemblies this spring to encourage girls and boys to read throughout the summer. Their reading accomplishments will be recognized by Toyota Financial Services with fabulous rewards. Toyota Financial Services, a true hero to the Colonels and the youth of our community.
Faucets leaking, termites feasting, fish and tackle, paint and spackle, tubs, jacuzzis, tapes and movies, everything from A to Z. Tile and lumber, tons of plumbers, elevators, coffee makers, radiators, party favors. Take a look and you'll see. Let your fingers walk into Yellow Book. The other book.
When it comes to making their buying decisions, people today let their fingers do the walking through Yellow Book Yellow Pages. It's no wonder. Yellow Book's packed with money-saving coupons, restaurant menus, and vital community info. And with more ads than ever before, it has everything you need right at your fingertips. It's easy to spot. Just reach for the Yellow Directory with the map on the cover and join the smart shoppers who choose Yellow Book, not the other book. Put your business in Yellow Book. Call 1-800-YB-YELLOW.
Let your fingers walk into Yellow Book. The other book.
I'm Dr. Andrew Kaplan from Mesa, Arizona. Did you know that heart disease kills more women than any form of cancer, AIDS, domestic violence, and stroke? Yet most women may not recognize the early signs despite the fact that more women than men died of heart attacks in the year 2000. Don't let you or someone you know be another statistic. To understand the facts about heart disease, talk to your doctor today. It could save your life.
For more information, call 1-800-CARDIAC, a public service message from the Guidance Foundation.
Quad City comes to bat for the 3rd time tonight. They've scored 2 runs on 1 hit and lead it 2-1. Quan Cosby vaulted the Kernels into the lead with an opposite field homer in the 1st inning, but the River Bandits said, there I go. The swing bounced back with no hits in the 2nd inning. Alex Garcia, strikeout victim, left-handed batter to lead it off against Kevin Chipson. He bunts, and it's a foul ball. Bobby Wilson may argue. Bobby thought he fielded it in fair ground. And, Scott, what did you think?
No, I thought it was a foul ball. Bobby was back behind the plate when he fielded it. No argument from anyone, so.
Garcia hustling down the line, returns to the plate. Cassidy Hollub, a 6-year-old from Wilkins Elementary School, our Culver Small Fry this evening. She got to go out onto the diamond and with her Culver's cap and get the autograph of Colonel shortstop Brandon Wood, her favorite player. And then Cassidy received a certificate good for a free kids meal at either of the Culver's frozen custard and Butterburger restaurants. That's where you can register your son or daughter for their chance to take the field as our Culver's small fry between innings of a Colonel game. A curve outside, and now Garcia lifts one down the line and left. Aaron Peel got a good break on it, and near the line, just in fair ground, Aaron Peel has it. Scott, the wind didn't play as much havoc on that ball as I thought it would. The wind has calmed down just a little bit, hasn't it?
A little bit. Probably still about 15 miles per hour, and Peel got a real good jump on that. Got to the line quickly and made what wasn't an easy play look pretty easy.
Yes, he did, and there's one out in the swing third inning. They're in their burnt orange road uniforms with Carolina blue numbers and Carolina blue lettering on the front. Cranking the first pitch foul outside of first is Kyle Phillips. Scott, we love giving reports on how former Colonels are doing as they make their way up the ladder in the Anaheim organization, and I don't know if Ramon Ortiz got a decision, but the Angels handled Oakland yesterday.
Can't really tell. They have him listed at 1 and 2.
A tap foul puts the batter in the hole, 0-2. Halo happenings, results from around the Anaheim Angel organization.
I would say he did not, because Salmon 3-run home run in the 6th put the Angels on top, and Ramon went 5. So I would say it was a no decision for Ramon.
Kyle Phillips, look out! Look out! He goes spinning out of there as Kevin Jepson said, don't get too comfortable now, and he sent him spinning out of the way with a pitch high and tight. Scott will check some more goings-on, former Colonels, as we see the left-handed batter flail away at a changeup. He swung and missed strike 3. 3 strikeouts for Kevin Jepson.
Portland beat Salt Lake last night, 8-4. That's the 5th loss for Salt Lake in a row. Doubleheader last night. Tulsa swept Arkansas, 7-4 and 5-4, but Alberto Cayaspo, Nick Gorno, and Tommy Murphy all hit home runs in the opener. And Brett Del Chiaro hit a home run also, along with Nick Gorno, had one in the nightcap as well, so double homer night for Nick.
Gorno's turned into a bona fide prospect, Scott. When he was here, very few people in the Angel system thought he would be more than an organizational player, but man, he's really opened some eyes in the Angel brain trust. A 1-0 pitch is low and away to Brock Peterson. He walked with 2 out in the first inning and was left aboard.
Mike Napoli hit his 6th home run last night for Rancho. He's hitting .373, and they beat High Desert 6-4. And you think Eric Ibar wants to get up and be again with Alberto Cayaspo?
The 2-0. A high drive into right, sending Blake Balcom back near the track. Now on the track, and he has it. Boy, that ball carried. Brock Peterson chased Blake Balcom to the warning track and right for the last out in the 3rd. Scott will have more details on the torrid pace that last year's shortstop Eric Ibar is setting for the Rancho Cucamonga Quakes. Kevin Jepson retires the side in order in the top of the 3rd inning, and after 2.5 on Wilkins Elementary School night here at the new Veterans Memorial Stadium, the Swing 2, the Colonels 1. You're listening to Colonel Baseball on the Zone.
Everyone wants their print and copy needs to be done right and to be done on time. Copyworks will meet those expectations. Copyworks will see to it that your work is of the highest quality. They'll do that by consulting with you at your place of work. Copyworks stands behind their work for you. It will be done right, and it will be done on time. You can count on Copyworks to come through for you. When it's important to you, Copyworks lets your work shine through.
Copyworks, Copyworks.
People say that I can't decide things. They are so wrong, but I could be wrong about that.
A U.S. Bank check card with checking that pays gives you a choice of rewards, like cash, points for merchandise and gift certificates, World First Smiles, or even sweepstakes entries.
Easy decision. I'll take the cash. No, the sweep.
Sign up at your local U.S. Bank or call 1-800-720-BANK.
I've made up my mind to put off my decision. That is final.
U.S. Bank.
No, wait.
See banker for complete details. Member FDIC.
Nobody should live with a colon polyp. They can lead to colon cancer, and you can have one and not even know it. But remove the polyp early and stop colon cancer before it even starts. Just ask your doctor for a test. It's that simple. Get the test, Get the polyp, get the cure. For more information, call 1-800-ACS-2345 or go to cancer.org. Brought to you by the American Cancer Society and the Ad Council.
Back in the lineup after an 0-for-4 tough day at the plate yesterday. The Kernels had a bunch of guys strike out, and we've been on a strikeout rampage, and that's not good. Matt Abram, I love it, Scott. When a guy has a tough day at the plate and fans 4 times, it takes a lot of gumption to get him in that lineup the next day, and I think it's the best thing, and it shows Bobby Magallanes believes in these guys.
Well, get right back on that bike and start pedaling some more.
Yep. Matt takes high, ball 1. Abram hitting 130, no homers, 5 RBIs, ball 2 down and in. You mentioned on our Halo Happenings report, Scott, from Mike Kubek, our Director of Public Relations and Marketing, how well Eric Ibar, last year's shortstop, is doing as a Rancho Cucamonga Quake, ball 3 in the dirt to Abram.
Yeah, he had 3 hits last night. He is now hitting .435
Are you kidding me?
in high A, and that's just amazing.
Yeah, he must want to be paired with Alberto Callaspo again, but Callaspo's being shifted to shortstop.
That's right. Now they got Kernels, and Anaheim has so many shortstops.
All 4. Now, that's a terrific at-bat for Matt Abram. If you strike out 4 times the day before, it's tough to have the patience to look at 4 pitches.
Yeah, and especially after the strikeout performance he had yesterday. But good job by Matt, and Kernels have the tying run on at first with nobody out.
Bobby Wilson will bat. Bobby, even though Matt Abram isn't blessed with great speed, Scott, Bobby Wilson may be bunting here. He's not, and a strike at the knees, a fastball. Bobby hitting at 189, no homers, 3 RBIs. The Kernels hitting 229 on the season, and in a way, Scott, that doesn't surprise. That means there's 6 teams hitting below 229 or 5 teams. The pitchers in this cold weather have the upper hand.
Oh, no doubt about it. And this has always predominantly been a pitching league. Always has been, and the stadiums are getting bigger.
Bobby swings at a pitch high and away, and that's strike 2. Bobby Wilson in the hole, 0-2. Sonia Massey to the press box. Sonia Massey to the broadcast booth. Thank you. The 0-2 outside, and it's all 1 to Bobby Wilson. Bobby hasn't gotten on track yet at the plate, but as you just said, Scott, a lot of guys haven't found their swing yet in this early season, and I'm glad the Midwest League is a pitcher's league. I'll comment on that in a moment. Strike 3 call from Eros Simonich on the inside corner. Bobby Wilson had to lift his arms up thinking it was going to hit him, but it nipped the inside edge.
Pretty close, tough pitch to take with 2 strikes. And Bobby didn't like it. Mags down at third base didn't say a whole lot either.
Bobby's flashing a battery of signals to Sean Rodriguez, the 18-year-old Colonel do-it-all. He's played second, short, third, center field, left field. That's pretty good for an 18-year-old kid in his second year of pro ball. A ground ball to second could be 2. It's booted by the second baseman. Garcia recovers in time to get Sean Garcia. Well, the Kernels get a break. That should have been an inning-ending 4-6-3 double play. Instead, Matt Abram, the tying run, is at second with 2 out as Sean Rodriguez is out 4-3. I think Garcia lifted his chin up, Scott.
A little bit. Only a couple of errors on the short season for Garcia. And, yeah, that was a tailor-made double play. Ball hit hard by Rodriguez to the left of Garcia, but he had the wherewithal to come back and get the out at first base, Sean Rodriguez. But we'll see if the Kernels can make them pay with a runner on at scoring position.
And Quan Cosby, who drilled a home run over the right field wall, his second of the year, has a chance to tie the game with 2 out in the bottom of the third inning. A pitch in the dirt for a ball. We're going to deviate just a little bit from our normal routine when Scott is with us. We expect Jeff Schneekloth, the principal from Wilkins Elementary, to be here for this for the 4th inning. So Scott will take us through innings 5, 6, and 7 if Jeff Schneekloth, the Wilkins principal, joins us as scheduled. I'm not sure that'll happen because Jeff probably is being pulled a million different directions with all his kids, faculty, and staff and parents here. Quan, on a 1-0 pitch, loops it foul onto the Miller Mezzanine Terrace. And we're going to make sure all the associates in the Colonel Diamond Suite or whichever suite they're in have their radio on for Jeff's visit in the fourth inning. A high drive into right off the end of the bat has Scott Whitrock drifting back, and Quan almost homered again. Whitrock at the base of the warning track, 315 feet away, scurried to his left and caught it. Quan Cosby flies to deep right. In the Colonel third, no runs, no hits, a walk, no no swing errors, and the Colonels leave their first man stranded of the evening. We hope we'll have Wilkins Elementary School Principal Jeff Sneekloth to join us. We'll see if we can round Jeff up. After 3, Quad Cities 2, the Colonels 1. You're listening to Colonel Baseball on the Zone.
It's a good bet. Many of you have unwanted, perhaps non-working, bulky items taking up space in your basement or garage. Well, now's the time to get rid of them during the annual bulky item cleanup in Cedar Rapids. The do's and don'ts are spelled out in a flyer you received in the mail recently. It lists the wood and plastic articles city crews will pick up when they come to your neighborhood, and explains how to dispose of unwanted appliances, tires, and scrap metals. Or check the city's website for all the details. This reminder from your friends at Cedar Rapids Solid Waste and Recycling.
On the outside, everything looks fine, but on the inside, an unseen enemy is plotting the destruction of your home. Termites. Termites can be deadly to your home unless you fight back with certified pest and termite control. Yes, termites have made their way to Iowa, and they can cause extensive damage to your home before you even know they're there. It takes a trained professional to look in all the right places. Don't risk your home. Call the experienced, licensed, and insured experts at Certified Pest and Termite Control. 1 in 5 homes inspected have shown signs of termites. Certified offers guaranteed inspections and a 10% discount for seniors. Locally owned and operated, Certified carries a full supply for the do-it-yourselfers. Look for the giant ant at 1141 16th Avenue Southwest. Don't take a chance. Call Certified Pest and Termite Control today.
Five straight quad swing of the Quad City batters, and he's only given up 1 hit, but he and the Colonels trail in this game 2-1. It's dusk now here at the new Veterans Memorial Stadium, twilight rather. It's not quite dusk, and a beautiful view of the downtown skyline that we didn't have Saturday night during that murky, rainy, cool 2-1 Colonel victory over King County. We can see the Quaker Oats building beyond the 407 mark in left field, and above the dark green net that serves as the hitter's backdrop here in the center field, we can see the Iowa Realty building, the Cedar Towers, I believe they're called, and then the Crown Plaza, their old Roosevelt Hotel. A high pop foul out of play to the left puts J.R. Taylor in the hole 0-1. We can see City Hall and the APAC building, as well as the Great America Leasing building over the right field wall. We can even see part of Mercy Hospital tonight. Beautiful, clear evening and lots of fun being had by the kids and parents and staff of Wilkins Elementary School. We hope to have their principal, Jeff Sneekloth, with us here in a moment. Ball one outside, and now Taylor lifts one foul out of play to the left. He's in the hole 1-2. 2-1 Quad Cities, top of the 4th inning. Quan Cosby shading this 5'7" switch hitter to get into left center. Strike 3 called on the inside corner. Taylor did not like the Tyler Funneman strikeout call, but he's gone on strikes, looking the next 4 strikeouts for Kevin Jepson. Scott Unash was telling you all about the wonderful accomplishments of former Colonels in the Rancho Cucamonga win 6-4 over High Desert last night. Not only did Eric Ibar homer, but so did David Gates and Justin Turner. A high pop foul. There may be a play near the Quad City dugout. There is, just outside the third base line on the grass. Matt Brown caught it off the bat of Mark Zamwich, and Zamwich is fouled to Matt Brown. 2 gone in the swing 4th inning, and that is now 7 in a row retired by Kevin Jepson. He's making it look easy now after a rocky 1st and 2nd inning. Phil Wilson, former Colonel right-hander, scattered 4 hits over 6 innings in the Rancho Cucamonga Quake win, and former Colonel right-hander out of Purdue University, Austin Bilkey notched his third save. Former Kernels flourishing as they make their way up the ladder in the Anaheim Angel organization. Strike one called to Scott Whitrock. He was a strikeout victim his first trip up in the second inning. He loops one over the head of the second baseman. Sean Rodriguez backpedals into shallow right and naps it to end the inning. Scott Whitrock's bid for a two-out Texas League single was turned back by second baseman Sean Rodriguez. And that is 8 in a row retired by the Colonel right-hander Kevin Jepson. Down in order go the Quad City Swing for the second straight frame. And after 3.5, the Colonels trail Quad Cities 2-1. You're listening to Colonel Baseball on the Zone.
Hi, I'm Trish McDermott, VP of Romance from Match.com. Did you know that 64% of Match.com members have experienced what we call online chemistry? This is where you feel a connection to someone over email even before you meet face-to-face. And because Match.com offers a personality matching system, which is designed to help you find like-minded individuals, the odds of you experiencing chemistry online are pretty good. Hundreds of thousands of our members found who they were looking for last year with Match.com. So can you.
Carousel Ford of Iowa City wants your business. We are Eastern Iowa's new and pre-owned truck superstore, with over 100 new and 100 pre-owned trucks to choose from at all times. Let Carousel Ford show you the biggest inventory with the best prices. If we don't have it, they don't build it. Carousel Ford of Iowa City will earn your business the good old American way. Fair, simple, and honest. Carousel Ford of Iowa City, your new and pre-owned Louisville certified truck superstore. Come see why more Eastern Iowans are choosing Carousel Ford of Iowa City. 217 Stevens Drive, next to the Waterfront Hy-Vee.
The way to pocket important savings is to take advantage of Chevron motor oils and lubricants from the Otson Oil Company, your local Chevron oil distributor. Chevron lubricants are made from higher quality base oils for better performance, and that means longer life for your engine. Contact the Otson Oil Company in Cedar Rapids for details on how you can save time and money with Chevron lubricants. The Otson Oil Company, serving Iowa with quality lubricants since 1933. Visit Otson Oil Company at www.otson.com.
Brandon Wood first up in the fourth inning, drills one foul behind the screen, strike one. Brandon had one of the best cuts any Colonel has had against lefty Errol Simonich, Simonitsch. He was 5-1 in rookie ball, and strike two called to Brandon Wood, who struck out his first trip up. Quan Cosby's home run in the first inning staked the Colonels to a short-lived lead. It's 2-1 swing, and speaking of the swing, Brandon Wood swings and fouls one over the backstop for strike two. Simonitsch, 6'4", 225. From California, went to school at Gonzaga. His changeup is in the dirt for ball one. Quad City playing their 18th road game to start the season. Their new renovated, spectacular John O'Donnell Stadium will be ready. I think Scott Unash told us on Thursday. We have found Jeff Schneekloth, thanks to Sonia Massey's expedition. Jeff, wonderful to have you stop by. We want to make sure, I think Sonia's checking to see if the radio is on in the suite where you have associates. We'll have you tell us about them in a moment. Ball two to Brandon Wood. Now ball three, a changeup. Jeff Schneekloth, I cannot believe the enthusiasm emanating from that plaza section where all your folks are.
Hey, thanks, John. We're really excited to be here. We had a great Wilkins turnout.
Yes, you did, on a kind of chilly evening, but they seem to have dressed for it.
And I just want to say that I hope those associates there in the suite are behaving themselves and having a good time.
Let's see if we can get them to wave. I'm not sure which suite they have, so I'm waving on both sides.
They're clear on the end there.
Okay, some of them are now waving. I hope they hear us talking about them on the radio. Principal Jeff Schneekloth saying hello to his associates in a rental suite. There, I can see through the glass some of them are waving.
Yeah,
Jeff.
I think some of them are waving back at us.
I wonder if the most popular drink over there tonight is soda pop or hot chocolate.
Well, I don't know. I bet it's hot cocoa.
Yeah, I would think so. Brandon Wood walks, and the tying runs aboard. Now Matt Pauley takes just outside. Brandon Wood with a good at-bat has built the second walk in as many innings, the second leadoff walk issued by big lefty Errol Simonitsch. Now Matt Pauley, the cleanup batter, popped the second his first time up. A letter-high fastball is just high, I guess, ball 2. Well, Jeff Schneekloth working with you, and Kathy Walker, who coordinated all the ticketing and collecting the money and the organization and the will call. It all went off so smoothly, and boy, it's just our delight and pleasure to have you come out here for the first annual Wilkins Elementary School Night.
Yeah, John, we're really enjoying it, and we look forward to doing this many years to come. And I see the group waving at us right now over there.
All right, the associates, the ones that have braved the cooler temperatures, are in blankets. And Jeff, explain to us what associates do at Wilkins Elementary School.
John, they help us in a variety of ways. Some of them are what we call grade level associates, and they work with grade level teachers, working with kids and doing some clerical work. We have other associates that are called one-on-one associates who are actually assigned to a specific student.
The runner goes, a fly ball to left, a mile high. Brandon Wood is able to get back to first. He was spellbound at second. He didn't know where the ball was. A hit and run, and Matt Pauley hit a towering fly ball to left. It was caught by Spatero, and then Brandon Wood was able to rush back to first ahead of the throw and avoid a double play. Boy, I credit Bobby Magallanes with our team really struggling at the plate. He had a hit and run on, and Matt Pauley hit a high fly ball to left for the first out of the inning. Jeff, continue on describing the value of those associates.
Thanks, John. And what I was speaking about a little bit earlier is we have one-on-one ed assistants who work with a specific student during the course of the school day.
Boy, does that make a difference. The few times, and I'll be doing it more in the fall, I volunteered at Metro High School here in Cedar Rapids. That one-on-one attention and nurturing and mentoring can really make a huge difference.
Oh, absolutely. It really helps them be more successful in the classroom and during all of their school life. So.
A strike to Blake Balcom, and now a changeup on the outside edge. A beautiful pitch from the lefty. He turned it over a little bit. 0-2 to Balcom. Blake steps out, takes a look at his skipper coaching at third, Bobby Magallanes. 1-0 in favor of the swing of the Quad Cities, and we're in the bottom of the fourth. Or it's not 1-0, it's 2-1. We're down by a run. The 0-2 to Blake Balcom is high. Now, Jeff, are these associates, the work you just described that they do they do that on a part-time paid basis or strictly volunteer?
John, some of them they're all paid, some of them are part-time, and some of them are full-time. But as you might expect, they put in hours well beyond their contract hours.
A broken bat bouncer to second, and Brandon Wood with a good base running play had to wait to make sure it wasn't caught. And with all the backspin, a one-hopper Alex Garcia fed the shortstop Taylor for a force out of Brandon Wood. It went 4-6 as Blake Balcom was sawed off right on the fist, and he hit a one-hopper to the second baseman. A 4-6 force to Brandon Wood. Blake Balcom at first with 2 out. Boy, we just haven't been able to make the most of a pair of leadoff walks in the third and fourth yet. A runner at first, the tying run, 2 gone in the Colonel fourth. For Matt Brown, he struck out his first trip up. Brownie, with the runner going, takes a pitch low, the throw to second, safe, a bang-bang play as the second baseman, Alex Garcia, tried to steal the call from Scott Jarrett, but stealing the base, Blake Balcom, Blake with his first steal of the year, and boy, is that ever a big stolen base, because now a base hit by Matt Brown would tie this game up at 2. Jeff Schneekloth is principal at Wilkins Elementary School, and Jeff, for those that don't know where Wilkins is, and I say this as a description, it's kind of tucked away in a quiet neighborhood in Marion, and I'll give our folks a little lead on your description here in a second. A high fly ball down the right field line, chasing it near the line. Whitrock, it's a fair ball. He almost overran it, but Scott Whitrock caught it in the right field corner to end the inning. Matt Brown flies to right. Fair ball, no runs for the Kernels after a leadoff walk. There were no Kernel hits, no Quad City errors, and the Kernels leave a runner, our second of the evening. Jeff, we're going to hold you captive for one more half inning because we want to have just a little more time to chat with you, but I know you also want time to be the emissary, the host of your great school night. So we'll have you a little more in this top of the fifth inning.
No problem, John.
We go to the top of the fifth, and Quad City leads it 2-1. You're listening to Kernel Baseball on the Zone.
It's a good bet. Many of you have unwanted, perhaps non-working, bulky items taking up space in your basement or garage. Well, now's the time to get rid of them during the annual bulky item cleanup in Cedar Rapids. The do's and don'ts are spelled out in a flyer you received in the mail recently. It lists wood and plastic articles city crews will pick up when they come to your neighborhood, and explains how to dispose of unwanted appliances, tires, and scrap metals. Or check the city's website for all the details. This reminder from your friends at Cedar Rapids Solid Waste and Recycling.
I cannot see anyone but me. Baby, can't you see I know what's right for me? Don't tell me wrong from right. I know just what I like. Yeah, call me crazy, I don't care. I can feel the joy all around this generation. They've got their own understanding. I'm just shouting.
Advanced Systems, the leader in office technology, is like a great baseball coach when it comes to office productivity. Advanced Systems makes the most of your team. They do it with the latest technology for office productivity from Canon. They're also like a great trainer. Advanced Systems' advanced life support makes sure your office equipment runs at peak levels and fixes it fast if things go wrong. Hit it over the fence with Canon technology from Advanced Systems. Call 832-8291.
This is for the 21st century with Advanced Systems.
With Wilkins Elementary School Principal Jeff Schneekloth, I'm John Rogers. Kevin Jepson set to try to make it 9 in a row as he starts the top of the 5th. And, Jeff, we've got to have you skedaddle shortly because you're part of the fun here tonight. What do you do in the bottom of the 5th inning?
Well, John, I guess we have what we call the Dairy Queen dancers. Is that right?
The Dairy Queen dugout dance. And are you ever going to find out? Jeff, one of your associates or staff members has dropped in. Let's get a quick picture. Principal Jeff Schneekloth from Wilkins, and it was great to have that digital photo taken. Thank you so much. Kevin's first pitch is lifted foul off to the left by Ryan Spatero, left-handed batter. Walked and scored in the swing 2-run second inning. They lead it 2-1. Jeff, it takes me longer, believe it or not, to get to your school than it does to Coral Ridge Mall because I live on the southwest side of Cedar Rapids, but I've loved coming out there. Tell us where that beautiful little neighborhood it's in.
John, it's off of 27th Street in Marion, close to the Marion High V, close to the Marion Y, like you described earlier, just smack dab in the middle of the neighborhood.
A ground ball, fair, past third will be extra bases for Ryan Spatero. Digging it off the cover of the tarp to hold Spatero to a leadoff double is Aaron Peel. Ryan Spatero went the other way and grounded it fair between the bag at third and Matt Brown. No chance for Matt to even dive for it. And a leadoff double by the number 8 hitter has the swing threatening here in the top of the 5th inning. Well, Jeff, I know we're under a little bit of a deadline. I see your competition, the youngsters in the Dairy Queen shirts getting ready for the dance on the first base dugout. Now, nobody's taking your place. There's just somebody there in case. We're going to send you down because you have a special wig I think you're going to wear.
I think so, John, if I can find the parent who brought it for me. So.
Well, Jeff, you head on down with Sonia and make sure that you get to be on the dugout.
Okay. Hey, John, thanks a lot. It's been great.
Jeff, we'll have a debriefing, but thank you very much. We'll be in touch. Jeff Schneekloth from Wilkins Elementary School heading down to participate in the Dairy Queen dugout dance. And again, Wilkins Elementary School Principal Jeff Schneekloth on his way down to participate in the Dairy Queen dugout dance. The principal from Wilkins Elementary is on his way down. With a runner at second, smoking one foul into the backstop is Paul Rutgers. He gave Quad City the lead in this game with a sacrifice fly in the second inning. Rutgers from Australia, right-handed batter. Kevin's 0-1 is a pass ball outside. 2-1 Quad Cities. Top of the 5th inning, our Springhouse Family Restaurant. Baseball trivia question will come your way in the top of the 6th. Well, we're going to clear something up right now. The 2-1 to the number 9 hitter. Instead, Kevin whirls and throws into second. And dashing back is Ryan Spatero. UNASH will rejoin us in the bottom of the 5th inning. Great of Jeff Schneekloth to stop by. A topper off the plate foul down the third base line, and Kevin Jepson has even the count at 2 balls, 2 strikes. We play again here tomorrow. 6:30 start. The gates open at 5:30. Dugout interview time 6:10. Paul Rutgers with a runner at second and nobody out goes the other way and loops one into the right field corner. Foul beyond the Papa John's Plaza. Boy, you can tell these Minnesota Twin minor leaguers are well schooled in the fundamentals. The number 9 hitter trying desperately to go the other way. And get that runner over to third with less than 2 out. There's nobody out. Runner at second for the swing. The right-handed hitting number 9 batter waits as Kevin Jepson again spins and throws behind Spatero. And again, Ryan got back in safely with Brandon Wood taking the throw. Quan Cosby, a couple of steps into right center for the right-handed batter. A line drive past Kevin Jepson's glove will make it 3-1. Oh, it should have made it 3-1, but they hold the runner at third. He would have scored. First and third, nobody out. That number 9 hitter batting a robust 105 has hurt the Kernels again. Ryan Spatero went to third as Paul Rutgers lined one underneath the glove of Kevin Jepson. Don't blame Kevin. Yes, he could have caught it. And yes, had he known the speed of it, he should have caught it. But you know what a pitcher has to do. He has to make an instant decision about how hard a ball is or isn't hit. And Kevin Jepson, unfortunately, had to flinch a little bit and miss that ball. It went right underneath his glove, about knee-high, for a single into center. No way should Ryan Spatero have not scored, but I don't second-guess a good as manager as Kevin Bowles. He held him at third. Here's a squeeze. It's a safety squeeze. A pop-up, and Bobby Wilson chases it down outside first base. Terrific fielding play by Bobby Wilson. First of all, he found the ball. How he found it, I don't know. Secondly, he got his mask off and then trotted up the first base line. And halfway up the first base line, like he was catching a pancake in a skillet, Bobby Wilson caught that safety squeeze bunt by Denard Span. Denard Span has fouled out to Bobby Wilson. That's a huge play. And now rattling one foul off to the left is Alex Garcia. Alex Garcia has struck out and flown to left. Switch hitter batted left. First and third, 1 out. And Jepson misses away for ball 1. Kernels down by a run here in the top of the 5th inning. 2-1. Our only run came on a Quan Cosby home run in the first inning. Jepson set. Garcia swings at a terrific changeup, strike 2. Alex steps all the way out to the rim of the dirt batting circle. Switch hitter batting left. Alex Garcia, 231 batter. Garcia, 22 years old, from the Dominican Republic. Came over from the Padre organization in a trade that sent Todd Sears to San Diego. Alex Garcia played in 23 games with the Fort Wayne Wizards last year, hit 153. A high drive foul onto the lawn section keeps the count 1-2. A new batch of baseballs out of the Colonel dugout from Colonel Bat Boy John. His father was our dugout interview guest Sunday rather, U.S. Attorney Bob Teig. A ground ball to second will give the swing, a throw to second out. That's all the Kernels get, and the swing score to make it 3-1. Well, Alex Garcia did the job. He grounded one weakly to second. Sean Rodriguez got the force, hitting Brandon Wood in stride at second. They forced Paul Rutgers. Scoring on the play was Ryan Spatero. Alex Garcia has his 6th run driven into the season, and it's 3-1 in favor of Quad Cities now. Garcia at first with 2 out, an RBI for Alex. And the Colonel, there goes the runner, and a pitch fouled off the end of the bat over the third base grandstand, and it's strike 1 to Kyle Phillips. Quad City has had just a little more bounce in their step here tonight, a little more spunk and drive, and perhaps the Colonels relying a bit too heavily on Kevin Jepson, who had pitched 2 6-inning shutout stints in his last 2 starts. You can't expect Kevin to be perfect. He's only given up 3 hits tonight. Swing and a tip foul into the mid of the catcher, Bobby Wilson. Strike 2 on Kyle Phillips. Scott Unash will rejoin us in the bottom of the 5th inning, and Scott will take over the play-by-play duties, and hopefully he can help us score some runs in this game. Phillips is 0 for 2, a left-handed batter. Ooh, a fastball, 94 miles an hour, and the Colonels wondering aloud, where, oh, where was that pitch? Looked like a strike from here. Now the count even to the batter. 2-2. A leadoff double has produced a run for the Quad Cities Ball Club here in the 5th inning. They lead it 3-1. Jepson, a pitch out and a throw to second is in time today. Ooh, wait a minute. Safe at second. Brandon Wood must have missed the tag. The throw was in plenty of time, but somehow, maybe Brandon was bobbling the ball. Somehow Alex Garcia stole second. Bobby Wilson's throw was good. A pitch out made it a good chance for the Colonels to end the inning, but even though the throw beat the runner, perhaps Brandon lost the handle, or perhaps the head-first slide of Alex Garcia resulted in Brandon missing the tag. The 2-2 now. Ball 3 high. Just don't like the way this one is developing, and neither does Colonel manager Bobby Magallanes. He looks very distraught in the Colonel first base dugout, as if to say, come on, guys, tighten it up some out there. Here's the payoff pitch to Phillips. Ball 4 almost hit him. Oh, it did hit him. So instead of a pitch for ball 4, a hit batsman apparently. I couldn't tell from this angle if that ball struck him, but it did. And now Brock Peterson will bat. So Kevin Jepson has struck his second batter of this game. And he's also walked 2. He's fanned 4. We're just kind of scuffling tonight, not quite in sync. Peterson, a right-handed batter, the cleanup man, has walked and flown out to right. A fastball is low for ball 1. Colonels looking for that final elusive out here as they send Von Sturtzbach to the bullpen in the top of the 5th inning. Kevin misfires low and away, and I think Kevin Jepson is upset about 2 things. One, he thought he had Kyle Phillips struck out earlier. And secondly, the Colonels pitched out and failed to get a runner, Alex Garcia, on a stolen base at second. So that's what Kevin is rattled about. And he misses low, ball 3, a snap throw to first, not in time. I think Eric Bennett, the Colonel pitching coach, is going to have to pay a visit to the Hill because Kevin Jepson is steaming about something. He's upset. 3-0, and it wouldn't surprise me with Kevin Bull's caution to the wind attitude. I bet the batter's swinging. Nope, ball 4 high, and Eric Bennett should be out any moment now to help settle down the 19-year-old Colonel youngster who's fallen into a bases-loaded 2-out jam here in the 5th inning. Here comes Eric Bennett, the Colonel pitching coach. That'll give us a chance to let you know that the only games on the State Farm Major League scoreboard this evening, well, there's only 2 in the American League. Baltimore hosting the Mariners at Camden Yards, and the Blue Jays taking on the parent club of the Swing of the Quad Cities, our opponent, the Blue Jays playing the Twins at the Metrodome. In the National League on the State Farm Major League scoreboard, the Reds and Pirates clash at PNC Park. The Rockies host the Marlins at Coors Field in Denver. The Cubs, there'll be more Cub fans at Bank One Ballpark than Diamondback fans, I'll bet you that. Chicago visits Arizona this evening. San Diego entertains the Expos, and the Atlanta Braves by Eric Bennett, the Colonel pitching coach. He's now walking back to the Colonel first base dugout. Well, this is probably the most important moment in this game. If the Swing can extend their lead, they will be in the driver's seat. If Kevin Jebsen can get J.R. Taylor, the Colonel's still very much in this ball game. J.R. is 5 feet 7 inches tall, a switch hitter. And he takes low for ball one. J.R. Taylor is grounded to first and struck out, hitting .244. Quad City is a team batting .227, ninth in the Midwest League. Strike one on the outside corner. Kevin Jebsen is not going to throw the towel in. He's going to keep fighting. Swing and a miss on a fastball. Now with the bases loaded, the count 2-2. And tonight's game could be determined by one of the next two pitches. It's that important, really. From the stretch, the batter conks one foul way down the left side. 3-1 Quad Cities. Top of the fifth inning. Scott Unash, KCRG Sports Director, will join us in the bottom of the fifth inning, and he'll take us through the middle portion of this game. With the bases loaded, Jebsen's next 2-2. Strike three called! Kevin Jebsen with a fastball on the outside corner throws J.R. Taylor, and Tyler Funneman called him out. Taylor heaves his batting helmet towards the Quad City third base dugout. Kevin Jebsen keeps the Kernels in this game. The Swing strike for one run on 2 hits in the fifth inning. There were no Kernel errors. A hit batsman, a walk, a stolen base, and the Swing leave the bases jammed. They've left 5. After 4.5, with Scott Unash coming back aboard, Quad Cities 3, the Kernels 1. You're listening to Kernel Baseball on the Zone.
Congratulations on buying your new $24,000 car. Oh, wait, you signed the contract, didn't you? Congratulations on owning your new $16,000 car. Sir? Sir? He's fainted. It seems criminal, doesn't it? The value of a new car drops by 1/3 the minute you sign for it. You haven't even put a slushie in the cup holder yet, and thousands of dollars have just floated away. But you're smart. You've learned the value of buying a young used car. But where do you go? Who do you trust? Well, come see us. We're Select Auto Group, a great way to buy a pre-owned car. For one thing, we don't have salespeople. You deal directly with the owners who make the decisions. This gives you the best price right away. And at Select Auto Group, we pride ourselves on honesty and integrity. No pressure, no hijinks. Plus, we offer extended warranties up to 100,000 miles and a full service department to back them up. You'll find us at 1st Avenue and 8th in Cedar Rapids and 7th Avenue and 6th in Marion. Select Auto Group, a great way to buy a pre-owned car.
Dick Ramsey is the #1 home seller for the #1 real estate company, Skogman Realty. That means when you're marketing your home for sale or searching for the ideal home to buy, Dick Ramsey's home team will get you the results you deserve. Dick Ramsey's home team has the best deal going. Buy one of their homes, and Ramsey will buy yours. That's the winning edge Dick Ramsey's home team will deliver to you. Dick Ramsey, the #1 home seller for the #1 real estate company, Skogman Realty.
We welcome you back to Veterans Memorial Stadium. Scott Unash, John Rogers, as we head to the bottom of the fifth inning. 3-1, Quad City leading the Kernels. 3 runs, 3 hits, no errors for the Swing. 1-1-1 for the Kernels, and the first pitch of the bottom of the fifth is sky to right field toward the line. Whitrock coming over, now drifts a little bit to his right, and 1 pitch, 1 out here in the bottom of the fifth inning. And John, this pitcher, this left-hander, has been very tough on the Kernels.
Only 1 run on the Quan Cosby homer. Well, way back in the first inning, runs have been hard to come by for a Kernel offense that will ignite and come into a higher gear. But boy, oh boy, you're right, Scott. This lefty's kept us off stride. He's not overpowering, as you noted earlier, but he's done the job at least through 4 1/3.
Well, he changes speeds very well. He's got a good curveball. He hits corners. Big Errol does. Ball one down low to the number 8 batter, Matt Abram. He walked for the Kernels back in the third as Kernels trail 3-1 here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Here's the pitch, foul straight back. Probably throws about 85, 86, tops out about 87, but he is very, very tough. Changes speeds well. Bobby Wilson on deck. Kernels got out of a tough situation there in the top of the 5th inning. Left-hander's delivery, swung on and hit high in the air to center. Wind's going to knock this one down, though. Back in front of the warning track is Spann, and he puts it away for out number 2. On a night as though the wind has subsided, John, but on a night without any wind, that could have been close.
Yeah, I think you're right, Scott. Matt Abrams searching for the long ball that he helped us with so much a year ago and got that one up into the teeth of the wind. I think Kevin Jepson is done, Scott. Von Sturzbach looks like he'll take over in the top of the 6th inning. That's when we'll have our Springhouse Family Restaurant baseball trivia question for you.
Fastball at the belt for strike one to Bobby Wilson. He struck out looking back in the 3rd inning. 2 outs, bases empty, and the left-hander's pitch is high and wide for ball 1. Yeah, we'll have the Springhouse trivia question for you coming up. Quad City coming in 8-9, and they have not played a home game as of yet as the ball gets away from the bullpen, and I thought we were going to have a no pitch.
Well, that's because Ron Klein came too far out on the field, and he should know better than that.
I'm not sure if we had a pitch or not. It's 2-1 according to the scoreboard. Here's a ground ball hit hard, but right at the second baseman, Garcia gobbles it up and throws out Bobby Wilson. Very quickly, 3 up, 3 down for the Kernels in the bottom half of the 5th inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left. And we'll head to the top of the 6th inning from Veterans Memorial Stadium. After 5, it's Quad City 3, the Kernels 1. This is Kernel Baseball right here on the Zone.
None of us can do anything about a bad day, but we can make certain nothing happens to all of our tomorrows. Take everything out of the hands of chance with a well-planned insurance program tailored specifically to your needs. Phil Andrews, your local Pekin insurance agent at Weidenhammer Andrews Agency, is an expert in insurance matters. Phil Andrews will develop the right insurance plan for your home, car, business, and life. Depend on Phil Andrews, your hometown professional with Pekin Insurance.
Solo Mexico, her voice soars above a sweet Spanish guitar. And her hair like Dr. Pepper, originality made her a star. The taste of Dr. Pepper, the taste of originality, the roots individuality, and gives life a personality. Be you, do what you do. Be you, nothing better, Dr. Pepper. And then he found a stage, a child came of age with a song of passion from the heart. And everyone could tell Anna Gabrielle was an original from the start. The taste of Dr. Pepper, the taste of originality, the roots individuality, and gives life a personality. Be you, do what you do. Be you, nothing better, Dr. Pepper. Be you, do what you do. Be you, nothing better, Dr. Pepper.
Night is done for Kevin Jepson, and the Kernels will bring in the right-hander, one of the short relievers of the year for the Kernels, Von Sturzbach coming in, John. Kind of an interesting situation. I was talking with Mike Kuhlbeck and Jeff Johnson and Bob Brooks down the press box here, and Kernels, as you know, used bullpen pretty well yesterday, and everyone's pretty taxed, and that may be why Sturzbach's coming in here in the 6th inning.
I think you're exactly right, you and Mike, Scott. We have the luxury of having 2 guys that can close games for us in Von Sturzbach, who has 3 saves, and Bob Zimmerman. So you're right, we need to get some mileage out of Von Sturzbach. And the final line on Kevin Jepson. He went 5 innings, gave up 3 runs on 3 hits. 2 of the 3 runs were earned. Kevin fanned 5, walked 4, and hit a batter. We thought he hit 2, but he actually walked a man. If you're scoring at home with this, Kyle Phillips walked in the 5th inning. He was not hit by a pitch.
Almost got hit, but he did walk. And Kevin just lost the command there at the end.
Yeah, he was seething about that call that went against him on a borderline pitch. Then the pitch out where either Brandon Wood missed a tag or bobbled the ball. And, yeah, Kevin looked a little bit upset, but how can you complain about 5 innings and 2 earned runs? You can't.
Oh, no, and Kevin's been so outstanding for us this year.
Yeah.
You can't say any negatives, and hopefully you get a couple runs, get him off the hook here.
That's exactly right.
0-2 to the left-handed hitting designated hitter, Mark Zamweish. Spells it Z-A-M-O-C-J. Search box where his number 2 delivers, and a little jam shot up the third base line. Foul, fielded by Matt Brown, a couple feet wide at third. And the count remains 0-2.
Well, Scott, I was at the Spring House last night because I wanted to see what Lester Schmitz was talking about with their fabulous new addition to their menu, their broasted chicken, their broasted 8-ounce pork chop, their broasted potatoes. I had the 8-ounce broasted pork chop, and it was fabulous. And I recommend that you get to the Spring House to try that broasted brand of chicken, pork chop, and potato.
The 0-2 swung on and golf foul off the fencing in front of the Colonel first base dugout. And you're making my mouth water.
Well, I'll tell you, that 8-ounce pork chop, the broasted pork chop at the Spring House, was mouth-watering, and it was thick, and it was white meat, and I had the broasted potatoes. It was delicious at the Spring House.
No balls, 2 strikes to the DH in the left side. Again, a swing and a foul. So pretty good battle here between Von Sturzbach and Mark Zamweish. From Burlington, Ontario, he's one of the 2 Canadians on this team, a 42nd round draft choice last year. Did not play last year for the Twins organization. Not sure if he was injured or not. Zamweish in there from the left side. And again, spoils an 0-2 pitch straight back into the screen.
Vaughn saved our 2-1 victory here Saturday night, Scott, in the incessant drizzle. He struck out the side in the 9th inning to record his 4th save of the season.
We'll get you to the trivia question coming up in a moment. Sturzbach, the right-hander, delivers, and a swing and a miss on an off-speed curve. Down and in, and Zamweish chased it. 6th strikeout overall for Quad City, the first one for Von Sturzbach.
Boy, a good sign, Scott. The wind, which was just kind of pulverizing people the first 2 hours after when the gates opened from 5:30 to now, is completely calm now.
Yep, beautiful night it's really turned into. A little bit chilly. Tomorrow's going to be the best one of the lot. Make your plans to be out at the ballpark. Gates open at 5:30 as we close. To our
in just a second.
The 0-2 again. Swung late, fouled to the right side. Are you ready for it?
Yes, they are. I speak on behalf of our legions of listeners.
All right. This former Tennessee Volunteer quarterback who beat out Peyton Manning as the ball signal caller won the National League batting title in the year 2000. This former Tennessee Volunteer QB who beat out Peyton Manning as the pitch is in the dirt, as the Vols quarterback won the National League batting title in 2000. We ask you to name him.
And we ask you to earn your way to the Spring House by calling 896-7589. 896-7589.
The 1-2. Curveball smashed down towards third, backhanded by Brown behind the bag and throws him out. Nice play at third by Matt Brown.
Backhanded it and had a rifle arm. Even though Brownie's really struggling at the plate, he's not let it affect his defense. Who beat out Peyton Manning in the mid-90s and quarterback Tennessee, and then led the National League in hitting in the year 2000. He won the batting title hitting .372. If you know, call 896-7589.
And we already have callers lined up. As with 2 out, nobody on, Ryan Spatero takes a look at a strike at the knees from Von Sturzbach. Spatero has scored a couple of runs for the Swing. A walk, a stolen base, scored on an error. And he takes a look at one inside, deflects off the mat or the mitt of Bobby Wilson, and that levels the count of the ball and the strike. Then Spataro went the other way back in the fifth inning, lead off that frame, and then scored on a ground out. Here's a foul ball down the third base line and out of play, and the count goes to 1-2. And I believe we have a winner to congratulate in the Springhouse Baseball Trivia question. We'll tell you about the winner coming up. Kernels in the bottom half of the sixth. We'll go to the top of the order. And Quad City leads this one 3-1 here in the bottom, in the top of the sixth inning. Colonel outfield shaded the other way for Spataro. Von Sturzbach in relief of Kevin Jepson here in the sixth inning with the Kernels trailing 3-1. And the count is 1-1. I beg your pardon. The 1-1. Jam shot up the first base line, fielded by Pauly, and he steps on the bag to beat Spataro. Broken bat dribbler, and that ends a 1-2-3 inning for Quad City. Swing go out 1-2-3. John will tell you about our winner when we come back for the bottom half of the sixth inning after 5.5. It's Quad City 3, Kernels 1. You're listening to Kernel Baseball on the Zone.
Oh, some of us have learned the secret. It's all about the O. Overstock.com, your online outlet store. Imagine 70% off department store prices on designer clothing for women and men. Thousands of books at prices that beat Amazon's 99% of the time. Overstock has bedding, DVDs, CDs, and plasma TVs, all at the best prices on the internet, guaranteed. And no matter how large your order, Overstock ships it for just $2.95. Overstock.com. It's all about the O.
Saturday morning. It's over easy as Scott Unash dishes up the Hy-Vee Coaches Corner here on the Zone. It's a hearty helping of local sports coverage from the Metro and beyond. All the latest prep news, the way only Scott can serve it up. Cooked up live from this week's featured Cedar Rapids Marion Hy-Vee Kitchen. Get your Saturday breakfast special by tuning in to the Hy-Vee Coaches Corner, live from the Hy-Vee Kitchen at 3600 Highway 151 East in Marion. Only here on The Zone.
At Zimmerman's, we believe that the voice of the customer speaks the loudest. Let's hear what our customers have to say.
We chose Zimmerman because our family has been buying cars. I guess we're probably the third generation to buy cars here at Zimmerman.
My family's bought 18 cars at Zimmerman's. 18. I ought to get a little bonus or something, wouldn't it?
We build our reputation on one satisfied customer at a time. On behalf of everyone at Zimmerman's, I want to thank you for your business.
John Rodriguez, representing the top of the order, steps up for the Kernels here in the bottom half of the sixth inning. 3-1 Quad City. They've out-hit the Kernels 3-1. And Errol Simonich has been a tough left-hander to deal with, and he starts Rodriguez with a fastball that rides high for ball one. And we'll give you after this pitch, the name of our winner. Left-hander, rocks and fires, and Rodriguez swings through a low fastball, and it's 1-1.
Thanks, Scott. Randy Walter, our Springhouse Family Restaurant Baseball Trivia question winner, will repeat the question and relay the answer that Randy gave to earn his $5 gift certificate to the Springhouse.
1-1, swing and a miss by Rodriguez. Big contingent of Sean Rodriguez fans over there beyond the first base Kernel dugout. They got a nicely made up sign, balloons back there for Sean.
That's wonderful.
Well, it's his birthday.
Well, he turns a whopping 19 years old.
Happy birthday to Sean Rodriguez. See if he can get a hit here. The 1-2. Slow curve, hit a mile down the left field line. Will it stay fair? It's gone. Happy birthday, Sean Rodriguez. As he hit his third home run in the year, there was no doubt about that one, John. It was just going to be if it was fair or foul, and it's now 3-2.
He hit it way back on the Randy Keel Confidence Picnic Pavilion, Scott, and look at the celebration that you called or noted above the Kernel first base dugout with, it looks like at least 24 folks up from Miami to help Sean usher in his 19th birthday, and boy, did he get all of that one. And with that wind now completely limp or not a factor, Sean scalded it over the wall.
Hit it out of the ballpark. As they're looking over the top of the Randy Keel Confidence Pavilion, seeing who's going to picked that ball up on the screen. Even with the wind, John, I don't know, that would have been a tough call.
Yeah, because he hit it so well.
He hit it high, he hit it well, but that might have gone earlier. Quan Cosby is 1 for 2. He hit a home run the opposite field. That came back in the first inning to give the Kernels a short-lived 1-0 lead. The delivery is on the inside corner for a strike, and it's 2-1.
Well, on the heels of the Sean Rodriguez clout, our Springhouse Family Restaurant trivia question asked you to identify a former Tennessee Volunteer quarterback who beat out Peyton Manning in the mid-'90s as the Vol signal caller. He won the National League batting title in the year 2000. Randy Walter correctly identified Todd Helton of the Rockies. Todd hit .372 in the year 2000.
He might win another one, too.
Well, he may be a future.
The 2-2 slapped to right field for a base hit for Quan Cosby. He went the other way again. Quan's had a nice night, breaking out of that 1 for 17. He's now 2 for 3. And the Kernels, with nobody out, have the tying run on at first.
Yeah, you hope, Scott, that the Rockies can do something to... I know Todd Helton's very frustrated playing in Coors Field with those big numbers, but the Rockies just have had a revolving door of players, and that's not good.
No, and quite frankly, they are not a real good baseball team right now. Runner not going. Pitch taken on the outside corner by Brandon Wood for a strike. Wood struck out and walked back in the 4th inning. 3-2 Quad City, but the Kernels with a home run by Rodriguez. And now opposite field single by Quan Cosby. Getting something going here. Good lead by Cosby, and he'll draw a throw. Not a whole bunch of folks, but not a horrible crowd tonight.
Well, that 450-plus from Wilkins gave the Kernels ball club a real shot in the arm. They love to play before big crowds.
Hits are now even at 3, and no-look throw to first base draws Quan back in.
Scott Von Sturzbach, as I noted earlier, accompanied us to 2 schools this morning to promote the Toyota Financial Services reading program, and he said, John, when are we going to fill the house?
It's coming.
It's coming. That's what I told him.
Runner not going. The 0-1 is popped in the air, foul ground, and this one will drift out of play as Peterson chases it and lands at the plaza section,
where the Wilkins folks have a lifetime honorary Colonel contract and a free spaghetti dinner to Zio Giano.
I think they've kind of spread out as the night has drifted along.
Yeah, they have, all over the ballpark.
That's all right.
Sure. It's theirs tonight.
No balls, 2 strikes. Semenich from the belt. Looks to first, now delivers, and Wood spoils the 0-2 pitch to the right side and out of play.
A right-hander is sprung into action in the Quad City bullpen, and the challenge, he's a side-armer, is to read numbers. It's very difficult because the first number is smaller than the second, but we do have a read on who that right-hander is.
Runner goes, he's picked on. Peterson throws down a second, low throw, but out at second base is Quan Cosby. Tag applied at second base by J.R. Taylor. That'll go 1-3-6, caught stealing.
Well, I thought Quan might make a negative into a positive, but that throw in the dirt, a good pick by J.R. Taylor, and Quan was out.
Semenich is a tough guy to read, and Wood swings and misses at a pitch in the dirt.
Good changeup.
He's strikeout victim number 5.
And that right-hander up in the Quad City bullpen, well, I believe it's Pete Totter. Pete Totter, right-hander, but very difficult to read the numbers on the back of their jerseys.
He's not very big, whoever he is. Pitch down low to Pauly.
Yes, it is Peter Totter.
Yep, we just got that confirmed by our official scorer, Rod Schulte. Now a confab out on the mound as the catcher, Kyle Phillips, going out to talk. And mention, what is his relation with the New York Mets?
He's Jason Phillips' younger brother.
Okay. And Jason Phillips may be the guy that takes over. He may be the answer to a trivia question. Pitch inside to Pauly, backs him off the plate. It's 2-0 to Matt. Who's the guy that will take over for Mike Piazza? when he does move to first. The 2-0 swung on and missed. Pauly had a healthy rip. A little bit ahead of that 84-mile-per-hour fastball. The left-hander into the windup, kicks and delivers. A swing and a foul left side. And ask you, John, about Piazza. He's hanging on to that catcher position so he can set the record for home runs by a catcher. What do you think about that? Is that as good for the Mets?
Well, that's the question. As long as it's not hurting his team, fine. But if it's hurting the Mets, then you question it.
The 2-2 slow curve swung on and missed. And Pauly is down on strike, so what started as a very promising inning for the Kernels kind of fizzles out a little bit, although Sean Rodriguez, the birthday boy, comes up with his third home run of the year. And for the Kernels in the sixth, 1 run, 2 hits, no errors, nobody left on. To the seventh we go. It's Quad City 3, Kernels 2. You're listening to Kernel Baseball right here on the Zone.
Kernels fans, your Cedar Rapids Taco Bell restaurants have something new for you to cheer about this season. A Taco Bell 10 spot. When the Kernels score 10 or more runs in any game this season, you'll score beef tacos for just 39 cents the very next day at any Cedar Rapids Taco Bell. That's a savings of 50 cents per taco. Limit 10 per customer. Remember, when the Kernels put up a Taco Bell 10 spot by plating 10 or more runs in any game, you get up to 10 39-cent beef tacos the very next day at any Cedar Rapids Taco Bell.
A batter connecting with one right on the sweet spot is one of the most comforting sounds of summer. Thanks to Comfort Solutions by Banks, you can experience the comforting sounds of our national pastime in a home comfort system from Lennox. You can count on Comfort Solutions by Banks for friendly sales and service, free quotes, and high-efficiency, environmentally friendly Lennox equipment. Receive up to a $1,000 rebate or up to a 10-year extended warranty with the purchase of qualifying Dave Lennox Signature Collection home comfort systems from Comfort Solutions by Banks. Offer expires May 31st, 2004. One offer per qualifying installation. Lennox, making your home a better place. Lennox dealers include independently owned and operated businesses. See your participating Lennox dealer, Comfort Solutions by Banks, for details.
Kernels inch closer as we head to the back third of this one from Veterans Memorial Stadium. Glad to have you aboard here on the Zone, ESPN Radio 1600, KCRG Cedar Rapids. Also, thanks for listening in on the website, the Zone 1600.com, and also a link at thekernels.com. 3-2, Quad City. Von Sturzbach, second inning of relief, and he'll face 9-1-2. Paul Rutgers, Denard Spann, and Alex Garcia as the number 9 man shows bunt, pulls it away for ball 1. Rutgers, sacrifice fly for an RBI and a single. He's had a good night. Takes a look at a pitch just high, just at the letters, and it's 2-0. Nothing doing in the Kernel bullpen. Also, Totter has sat down in the Quad City bullpen. The 2-0 is high, ball 3. Wonder if Simonich will come out for the next inning or not.
That's a good, I don't know, Scott.
Kind of hope he doesn't.
Right.
The 3-0, there's a strike. Outfield shaded pretty much straight away. Just maybe a little bit to the opposite field for Rutgers. The 3-1. Strike of the knees on a fastball. Good 91-mile-per-hour smoker there from Von Sturzbach. And the count goes full after he fell behind 3-0. Top of the orders, Denard Spann on deck. Sturzbach into the delivery, and the payoff pitch, swing and a miss. Strike 3. Challenged him with good old-fashioned heat and knocked him down.
I'll tell you what, Von David Sturzbach is pitching with a lot of confidence, and if we could just get our offense retooled and out of its doldrums, Scott, I really like certain aspects of this current ball club, and one of them is a pretty darn good relief corps.
And Von really needs to get a couple innings here for the Kernels and keep the pitch count down, maybe even get 3. There's a strike at the knees to Denard Spann. 1 for 3, stole a base back in the first inning. 3-2 Quad City. Base is empty, one out. Brown in on the grass at third. Slow curve misses inside. And it's 1-1. Brownie in at the edge of the dirt. Now backs up step. Same thing with Matt Pauley over at first base. Sturzbach. Slow curve. There is a strike. Backdoored him there on the outside corner.
Bernard Span, the first-round pick of the Twins 2 seasons ago. He can fly.
Another guy we're not seeing tonight can also fly. The 1-2, swing and a miss. Sturzbach has his third strikeout in 5 batters at his face. And that'll bring up Alex Garcia.
Scott, you know, we've kind of talked about the draft this weekend, and all of our Springhouse trivia questions and kernels of wisdom have kind of related to football players and baseball, and I have another example to share with you in just a second.
2 out bases. That's Garcia shows bunt. Bunts went over Sturzbach's head. Second baseman barehands it, but will not get him. As beating it out was Alex Garcia, who showed very good speed down the line.
Boy, that was a beautiful bunt, a la Juan Pierre, or the former Rocky, now with Florida. You don't have to always bunt, Scott, between the plate and the mound. Sometimes you can push one past the pitcher, and that's exactly what Garcia did. What I was going to mention, 2 seasons ago when we visited John O'Donnell Stadium, the Twins had a prospect with the then River Bandits named Ricky Manning Jr.
That's right.
And what a career he appears to be headed for with the NFC champion Carolina Panthers. In fact, he ruined the Rams' season when that overtime interception when he stepped in front of Isaac Bruce. Remember that?
Oh, yes. You will remember that for a long time.
Unfortunately, yes.
Kyle Phillips, 0 for 2 with a walk. He steps in there from the left side. 1 on, 2 out. Sturzbach from the belt. World throws to first, runner back in.
Scott, Phillips' bat almost looks metallic. Watch when the lights hit it. It almost has a sheen on it.
About 3 coats of lacquer on that thing. A lot of pitchers are saying that's why you're seeing a lot of home runs these days. One of the reasons. Sturzbach takes a long look, now delivers. Pitch just low and away, and it's 1-1.
Boy, these guys, hitters and pitchers, will take any advantage they can find within the rules, won't they, Scott?
Yes, they will. One guy we're not seeing is Matt Moses tonight.
He's injured. He was hit by a pitch recently.
That's right. Number 3 prospect for the Twins. There goes the runner. Pitch taken inside, and we may have interference.
Yes.
As the batter stumbled into the way of Bobby Wilson, and here comes Kevin Bowles, the manager. He's going to talk things over with the home plate umpire, Tyler Funneman. Phillips is saying he was tripped by Bobby Wilson.
That really doesn't matter. I don't know if it's ruled a strikeout or obstruction by the batter.
It's going to be obstruction, and we'll get the official ruling coming up. Bowles is going to lose his argument, though.
I think a put-out for Bobby Wilson.
I believe so. So that will end things in the top half of the 7th inning. No runs, 1 bunt hit, no errors, nobody left on. We'll head to the bottom of the 7th inning stretch time for Veterans Memorial Stadium. 3-2, Quad City leads it. You're listening to Kernel Baseball on the Zone.
Whether you're a serious athlete or a weekend warrior, injuries can take you out of your game. Smart athletes know that Physiotherapy Associates in Cedar Rapids are the experts in the treatment and prevention of sport-related injuries. Our expert staff serves the metro and surrounding area high school athletes. Physiotherapy Associates of Cedar Rapids, the smart choice in sports medicine. Call us at 398-1569. That's 398-1569. We'll get you back in your game today.
Make it good. Make it cool. Make it solid. Make it true. Make it fast. Make it tough. Make it much or not enough. Make it this. Make it that. Let me show you where it's at. When you finally make it right. Make it a Bud Light. Yeah. Make it
Light beer at Anheuser-Busch, Missouri. Close your eyes in Chicago, and you can hear the sound of zebra braying in Africa. Look hard out your window in D.C., and you can see the snow-covered peaks
of the Andes. The world is that small. We are that connected. Please visit earthshare.org and learn how the world's leading environmental groups are working together. EarthShare. One environment. One simple way to care for it all. A public service message from EarthShare and the Ad Council.
3-2 Quad Cities as we head to the bottom half of the seventh inning. Great to have you aboard tonight here at Veterans Memorial Stadium. Blake Balcom, Matt Brown, and Aaron Peel coming up for the Kernels against Errol Simonich. Swing and a miss on an off-speed pitch for Balcom. Had a good healthy cut. Blake's 0 for 2. Did steal a base back in the fourth inning as he was on reach by a fielder's choice. Right-handed hitter. And the 0-1 catches the outside corner. Blake didn't like the call, and he'll step out now as he's down in the hole 0-2. Kind of in a floating strike zone tonight for our man back there, Mr. Funneman. But he's giving it to both teams. The left-hander's delivery and a swing and a high fly ball, foul ground. Coming over is Pitaro, and no, they will not have a play as looked like, John, the third baseman tripped on the bullpen mound.
He did. That's what happened, Scott. It was Paul Rectors who got closest to it. And on the back side of the mound, where Peter Totter is warming up, he'll likely take over later in this seventh or perhaps the eighth inning. And Blake Balcom gets a second chance. Give credit, though, to Paul Rectors. My only question is, did those men down in the Quad City bullpen help Paul Rectors as much as they could have?
I'm not sure. Blake will step back in there. No balls, 2 strikes. Just 2 unassisted on that play. The batter's interference. No caught stealing. Slow curve, strike 3 called, and painting the outside corner was the left-hander Simonich.
Boy, he's spanned 3 in a row now, Scott, and our strikeout totals continue to mount at an alarming pace.
Although with this pitcher, you tip your hat to him. I mean, this guy is very, very outstanding.
Yeah, and he, like you say, at least we're getting fooled, but we're not getting blown away. He just changes speeds up, down, in, out. He pitches to all those planes that pitchers talk about.
Here's a swing and a fly ball to left, going back on it at the warning track and making a running grab. It's Pitaro, as taking on the first pitch was Matt Brown. Gave it a ride, John.
Pitaro could not have gone another step, or he'd have gone through the green padded wall. Matt narrowly missed, A, an extra base hit to put the tying run in scoring position, and B, narrowly missed the Colonel third home run of the game.
Caught it just underneath the home run hot tub. And yes, no one in the hot tub tonight. Pitch outside to Aaron Peel. Aaron's 0 for 2, a pop out and a fly out. Nobody on, 2 out. Bottom of the seventh, 3-2 Quad City. The delivery, a swing and a high fly ball to center field. Now drifting to left center. Span gets underneath it and puts it away as the Kernels go out 1-2-3, and that's now 5 in a row by Errol Simonich. 1-2-3, Kernels down in the bottom of the seventh. John will be back with the call on the top of the eighth after 7 complete. It's Quad City 3, Kernels 2. You're listening to Kernel Baseball on the Zone.
Hi, my name is Allison, and I met my fiance Daniel at eharmony.com.
My name's Rob, and I met my wife on eharmony.com.
My name is Brenda, and I met my fiance Tom on eharmony.com.
There's a reason why couples who meet on eharmony.com are falling in love and getting married. Hi, I'm Dr. Neil Clark Warren, founder of eharmony.com. Successful relationships always begin with broad-based compatibility. That's why at eharmony.com we match you based on 29 dimensions of compatibility.
It helps you to figure out you, then it helps you to find that person that you are most compatible with.
You're learning intimate things about the person right from the very beginning.
There's a depth to eHarmony that the other sites don't have.
Log on to eHarmony.com and see for yourself why more eHarmony.com matches result in marriage than any online dating service. Do it right now and get your $40 personality profile free.
Pop quiz. Your teen is going to a party with lollipops, a pacifier, and toy angel wings. You think she's going to A, play charades, B, relive her childhood, C. Take a drug called ecstasy. Innocent-looking candy and toys are associated with the use of ecstasy, a drug that can cause brain damage, heart failure, and even death.
A message from the Partnership for a Drug-Free America and the Partnership for a Drug-Free Iowa.
After 7, 3-2 in favor of Quad City. The Kernels have been out hit 4-3. Kevin Jepson, the starter, went 5, allowed 3 runs, all 3 on 3 hits. Only 2 of the runs were earned. Kevin fanned 5, walked 4, hit a batter. Von David Sturzbach has allowed only 1 hit, a bunt single with 2 out in the 7th. He'll face the cleanup batter, Brock Peterson, to start the top of the 8th, and the Kernels hope to keep it a 1-run game and take their shot in the last couple of innings. Scott, we forgot to acknowledge another big Minnesota Twin fan. She goes up to the Twin Cities at the Metrodome every season with her husband, and that's Lori Pantini. Lori loves her Minnesota Twins, and Lori's been a fixture here at the ballpark ever since I've been here, helping in various ways, and boy, it's great to know that there are plenty of Twin fans here in the eastern Iowa area.
A lot of Twins fans.
Let me ask you something. As Von David Sturzbach delivers a strike at the knees, a fastball to Brock Peterson, he's walked, flown to right, and walked. Brock, a .258 hitter. You grew up in this area, and it is a melting pot. Cub, Cardinal, Royal, Twin, White Sox, Brewer, and I'm forgetting someone, but did the Twins used to have Herb Carneal piped in here? In other words, was there a station that carried Minnesota Twin baseball?
I don't think there's ever been a station that has done all the Twins games. Jeff Johnson would be the guy to ask that. But okay. I don't think so. Always used to listen to him on CCO out of Minneapolis. And
the Big 830.
Big 830. And then Yankton, South Dakota, which is, believe it or not, a Clear Channel station, used to do them until they went over to the Cubs.
The 1-2 delivery is just high and outside. I thought we had Brock Peterson rung up. Von David is fanned 3 in 2 innings. He's trying to keep the Kernels within a run of the swing of the Quad Cities. The wind is now picked up just a little bit, again blowing in northwesterly at about 8 to 10 miles an hour, left to right. The 2-2 from Sturzbach, the right-hander. Strike 3 called. Brock Peterson is the 4th strikeout victim of Von Sturzbach. Well, I just wondered, Scott, because so many folks who tell me they're Cub fans here not only say it's because Chicago's just 4 hours due east of here, but they say that the Cubs, as you mentioned, the Yankton, South Dakota station, they tell me that the Cubs, they grew up listening to Cub games.
That, and I think Channel 9, of course, used to carry it before cable.
That's right, Channel 9.
Used to have the game of the week back when there was only 1 game a week.
J.R. Taylor looks at a blistering fastball for a strike. Yeah, and I tell you, I've lived here now 9 years, and I'm going to take a shot at breaking down our Major League demographic following, and this is just my estimate. A strike is called to J.R. I would say 65% of Eastern Iowa fans are Cub fans. I would say 20% are Cardinal.
I think you're a little closer. I think it's a little closer.
Good. I hope it is. The 0-2 slap foul off the left. So you think my roughly 3-to-1 ratio is a little closer?
Yeah, I think it's a little high.
I'm glad to hear that. I as a Cardinal fan.
Right. Between the Cubs and the Cardinals, I would say that probably covers a good 75%.
And then I'll have you break down that 75% in a moment. The 0-2, a tap foul toward the Colonel first base dugout. J.R. Taylor is in the hole. Of that 75% of Eastern Iowans who you and I both, Scott Samize, are Cub or Cardinal fans, how much is weighted towards Chicago?
Oh, I'd say 45-30.
Okay, I'll buy that. The 0-2. Swinging and a tip foul on a slow curveball.
Now, the rest of the 25%, I'd say probably the Twins are the majority.
Over the Royals?
I would say so, yes.
I know former TV9 meteorologist Scott Lind is a huge Royal fan.
Yep.
The switch hitter Taylor. This one in the air to shallow first base. Matt Pauley tiptoes in and on the edge of the grass has it, and what a relief stint. Scott, you said it. If Von David Sturzbach could keep it a one-run game. Maybe down the stretch we could get something done. And J.R. Taylor fought valiantly, but he thumbed one in the air right off the thumbs to Pauly, 2 away in the 8th inning. 2 2/3 scoreless innings of relief, and now Big Bob Zimmerman, you can't miss that broad-shouldered right-hander, is starting to loosen up in the Kernel bullpen.
Yeah, you can't ask for more than 3 innings from Sturzbach tonight. He has really picked up the spirits of the bullpen after a lot of pitchers were used yesterday. He came in and did exactly what Eric Bennett and Bobby Magallanes wanted him to do.
A pitch high to Mark Zanweich, and now ball 2 is upstairs. Vaughn wears an unusual number for a pitcher, number 2.
And most baseball people will tell you relief pitchers are a bit unusual.
Especially the left-handed sort. Of course, we're talking about guys like Joe Sampido, the late who pitched here as a Cedar Rapids Astro, Tug McGraw, the late Tug McGraw. A high can of corn into shallow right center into the Bermuda Triangle. As Cosby closes in on it, he calls off the second baseman Rodriguez, and Quan has it in shallow right center. Von David Sturzbach, 3 scoreless innings, allowing just 1 hit, a bunt single. He sets the side down in order in the top of the 8th inning as we go to the Kernel 8th inning. It's still Quad Cities 3, the Kernels 2, and you're listening to Kernel Baseball on the Zone.
Toyota Financial Services of Cedar Rapids understands the importance of reading in the lives of our community's children. That's why they're proud to fund the 6th annual Toyota Financial Services Kernel Summer Reading Program. The generous support of Toyota Financial Services will result in Kernel players conducting a record 32 elementary school assemblies this spring to encourage girls and boys to read throughout the summer. Their reading accomplishments will be recognized by Toyota Financial Services with fabulous rewards. Toyota Financial Services, a true hero to the Kernels and the youth of our community.
Benjamin Franklin once said,
"Glass, china, and reputation are easily cracked, but never well mended."
At Benjamin Franklin, the punctual plumber, we believe you deserve respect for favoring us with your business. We'll never forget that. That's why we do our best to give you service so special you'll want to tell your friends about it. We believe that honesty is the best policy. Benjamin Franklin said so.
You know it.
Our plumber will arrive at your house fully uniformed. You never have to wonder or fear who's at your door, because only the few, the best, and the talented can wear the Benjamin Franklin uniform. Our simple pricing system takes the panic out of calling a plumber. We give you the options first, and you grant approval before we do the work. There are never any surprises.
Splendid.
When we say we'll be there, or we'll give you a Benjamin Franklin, a $100 bill.
Benjamin Franklin, the punctual plumber.
Australian right-hander, a side armor, tall, 6'4", 225 pounds. Peter Tautor, T-A-U-T-O-R, 22-year-old, is now pitching for the Swing. Last year as a River Bandit, Scott Tautor was a real workman out of the formerly River Bandit bullpen.
There we go. Pitched in 43 games last year, 4-5 with a 4.60 ERA, all in relief. Went 62 and 2/3 innings, gave up 64 hits.
And what an effort by the tall lefty, Errol Simonich. We'll give you his final line in a moment. Matt Abram has taken 2 pitches in the dirt, and he's ahead 2-0. Matt walked to start the 3rd and skied to deep center in the 5th inning. Simonich got 7 innings.
Was outstanding.
The 2-0 to Matt. Ball 3. If Abram reaches, he's the tying run.
7 innings, 3 hits, walked 2, struck out 7, gave up 2 solo home runs. And Tautor making his 6th appearance in the year, 1-1 with a 6.14 earned run average.
The lanky string bean flings a strike in at the knees to Abram. Matt is still ahead, 3-1. The Kernels have Bob Zimmerman warming up in the right field bullpen after 3 shutout innings from Von David Sturzbach. There's a strike at the knees to run the count full to Matt Abram.
7 1/3, 6 hits, 5 earned runs, has walked 8, and he has struck out 8. League only hitting .207, but the walks have hurt Tautor.
The payoff to Matt Abram. Laced foul down beyond the Papa John's Plaza right field line. Matt had a good cut at that full count pitch and drove it the other way. 3-2 the Swing. First of a mini two-game set against these Minnesota Twin minor league prospects. And I want to, first the next 3-2 to Matt. Strike three called at the knees. A borderline pitch. Abram was ahead 3-0. But credit the Australian Peter Totter for coming back to get Matt Abram. Scott, when does the swing open at home?
They are going to open the home finally on Thursday at the brand new John O'Donnell Stadium. And they will have special guest Rod Carew on hand. He's going to throw out the first pitch and make an appearance there on Thursday night in Davenport.
A bouncer to the left side, through the hole by Bobby Wilson. Bobby reaches on a one-out single. He grounded it sharply through the left side, and that for the Kernels, just their fourth hit of the game, but a big one it is by the number 9 hitter. Scott, anytime your number 9 hitter can reach in a one-run game when you're behind, that bodes well.
And it opens up some things for Sean Rodriguez, who homered his last time up, and of course, happy 19th birthday to Sean.
Sean's home run came off the starter, Errol Simonich, leading off the 6th inning. Short lead at first by Bobby Wilson. Totter's pitch is bashed foul off the mask of the umpire, Tyler Funneman. Sean had a home run cut.
Sean's got quick hands. I really like Sean Rodriguez.
And Scott, so do the Angels. They think he is a very good prospect.
And he can play anywhere.
That's what's going to take him a long way, and that's what has a guy like Sean Wooten as a valuable member, the Philadelphia Phillies, the former Colonel. Sean can catch, play first or third, and he's helping the resurgence of Larry Boa's ball club. Curve is low, and it's 1-1 to Sean. Bob Wilson being held by Brock Peterson. He's the tying run with one out in the bottom of the 8th inning, 3-2 Quad Cities.
Right-hander warming in both bullpens. Bob Zimmerman probably will come in for the Kernels, and John, you're going to have to get the glasses on who's warming up for the swing.
I think I have it. A strike called to Sean Rodriguez. He's in the hole. Julio DePaula warming up for Quad City. He's a high prospect of Minnesota. They like him. Sean in the hole, 1-2. Ball 2 outside as the catcher, Kyle Phillips, framed it.
That one didn't miss by much, but it was outside for Rodriguez.
Rodriguez rests the bat on his back shoulder, now lifts it off and takes a pitch, a sweeping breaking ball outside, ball 3. Well, Matt Abram ran the count full to start this inning, but was called out on strikes. Bobby Wilson followed by bouncing a single through the left side of the infield. He's the tying run at first. He may be running on this full count pitch. Let's see. No. And a high pop foul off to the right. Scott, I'm a little bit surprised that Bobby Magallanes does not have Bobby Wilson running as hard as runs have been to come by for our ball club. But in his defense, Bobby's thinking Bobby Wilson is not a fast runner.
No, and it sent him to keep out of the double play when Rodriguez makes contact, obviously.
Another payoff pitch to Sean. There goes the runner. Swing and a miss. Throw to second. That's why he didn't have him running. A double play. I'll never doubt Bobby Magallanes. A swinging strike 3 and then a double play ends the Colonel 8th inning. Scott, it went 2-6?
Yeah, I believe so.
Caught stealing. Well, a swing and a miss on a 3-2 pitch, and the caught stealing went 2-6. That's a tough pill to swallow. In the 8th inning, no runs for the Colonels, 1 hit. There were no swing errors. The Colonels leave the bases empty. We've only stranded 2 men in 8 frames. We go to the 9th. The Colonels down by a run, 3-2 to Quad Cities. You're tuned to Colonel Baseball on the Zone.
Kernels fans, your Cedar Rapids Taco Bell restaurant have something new for you to cheer about this season. A Taco Bell 10 spot. When the Kernels score 10 or more runs at any game this season, you'll score beef tacos for just 39 cents the very next day at any Cedar Rapids Taco Bell. That's a savings of 50 cents per taco. Limit 10 per customer. Remember, when the Kernels put up a Taco Bell 10 spot by plating 10 or more runs in any game, you get up to 10 39-cent beef tacos the very next day at any Cedar Rapids Taco Bell.
The spring planting season's finally arrived. Time to visit Peck's Flower and Garden Center to see what's new and beautiful for this growing season. The professional staff at Peck's has been busy getting ready for this time of year. Their plants are growing beautifully and their flowers are blooming brightly, ready for your selection. Stroll through Peck's Flora Shop greenhouses and acres of healthy plants and flowers and choose yours. The experts at Peck's will add all the free advice to help make your flowers and plants grow their best. New and large selections of home, garden, and landscape accents are displayed for you to choose from. Now is the time to plan for new landscapes. Call Peck's experts for a professional landscape estimate. Peck's Flower and Garden Center at the corner of Blairsbury and Edgewood Roads Northeast, growing with the Cedar Rapids area since 1956. Open 8 to 5 Saturday, 9 to 5 Sundays.
Your brother got it? Did he redeem it for the free? Okay. Okay. We're a little bit late coming out of the break, but hearing a fascinating story from Patrick Kelly, the son of AAA Minnesota, Iowa travel director Patty Kelly. Patrick was telling us his brother Danny got a foul ball earlier this evening, and they're going to show the foul ball at the Blimpie Guest Services booth for a lifetime honorary Kernel contract and a free spaghetti dinner at Dio Giano's. Great story. You'll have fun, no doubt about it, when you come see Kernel baseball. A U.S. Cellular call to the Kernel bullpen has Bob Zimmerman on, and a pitch drilled into deep right center is going to be a home run for Scott Whitrock. Oh, it's a two-run game now. Scott Whitrock may have driven a nail a little bit deeper into a Kernel coffin tonight. My goodness, Whitrock with his fourth home run of the year, batting just 186, but 4 home runs. That's a good total for this time of year. And Scott Whitrock greets Bob Zimmerman by homering, and he did it just to the right of the 390 mark. So he really got a hold of that one and went with the pitch. 4-2 Quad City. Scott, I'll tell you what, it's tough for a right-handed batter to hit one out of here where Whitrock did.
Kind of rudely greeted Bob Zimmerman.
Bob now delivers low. It's 2-0 to left-handed batter Ryan Spatero. Bob Zimmerman, last pitch Friday in that controversial loss at Clinton. He fires a strike called on the outside corner, a 92-mile-an-hour fastball. Scott von Sturzbach was outstanding.
Oh, 3 innings, 1 hit, no walks. He struck out 4, and he blanked Quad City.
Bob Zimmerman's fastball is whistled foul into the backstop, 2-2. Bob pitched a third of an inning Friday night in Clinton, allowed 1 run on a 1 hit, struck out none, walked none. He was tagged with the loss, and still a bitter taste in the mouths of the Kernels on a rundown play that a plate umpire said Bob Zimmerman interfered with the runner between third and home. Strike 3 called, so Bob Zimmerman doesn't let that leadoff homer affect him. He comes back and gets Ryan Spatero looking, and 1 gone in the top of the 9th inning, 4-2 in favor of the swing.
That was the first earned run that Bob Zimmerman has given up all year.
Well, doesn't that tell you something? Bob Zimmerman has been a stalwart. His slider is a strike call to the right-handed hitter Paul Rutgers. Rutgers has driven in one of the 4 swing runs tonight. We've been out hit 5-4. An error cost us dearly. Back in the 2-run second, Kernels led briefly here tonight. A first-inning home run by Quan Cosby. Our only other run, a home run on his 19th birthday by Sean Rodriguez back in the 6th inning, made it a 3-2 game. Now it's 4-2, the swing, a strike call to Paul Rutgers.
Zimmerman is just a machine. Gets the ball, goes through the same ritual, gets it, throws it.
Strike 3 called. Bob Zimmerman, don't get him mad, and he now has racked up his 2nd straight strikeout. That strikeout, the 11th recorded by Kernel pitching tonight. You know who Bob Zimmerman reminds me of, Scott? 2 guys. His body with that wide shoulder girth and his long arms and his tall stature, a young Goose Gossage.
Yep, very much so.
Ball 1 outside.
A little bit of the same delivery as the Goose.
Yes, with that loading of the back leg and then the hard drive with the arm. A little looper into left will fall. Span should get a double on this easily. Denard is rounding first, and he surprises me by taking a big turn and holding on. With his speed, Scott, with 2 out, I thought for sure he'd challenge Aaron Peel, but Aaron got to it quickly near the line, still surprised, and I think Kevin Bowles is too. Why didn't he try for 2?
Yeah, it didn't really hustle it down the first base.
I didn't think he did, Scott. I think he should be at second. And that's not.
Well, perhaps he wants another stolen base.
There you go. Let's look at the positive. He probably, and I'm not criticizing Denard Spann. He read it as a single off his bat, and I think Kevin Bowles thought he should be at second.
He's got a big lead right now.
Is he running? Yes. A pitch low, a throw to second. Out at second. Bobby Wilson, with that cannon arm, has caught Denard Spann. It went 2-6. Bobby to Brandon Wood, and that should give the Kernels a big lift going to the bottom of the ninth. 1 run, a big leadoff homer by Scott Whitrock. 1 hit for Quad City. No Colonel errors, and the swing leave nobody. They've stranded 6. That caught ceiling went Wilson to Brandon Wood. We go to the bottom of the ninth, and Quad City leads it 4-2. You're listening to Colonel Baseball on the Zone.
Multitasking is today's buzzword. We're parents, employees, board members, spouses, caregivers. The list goes on. Your local Pekin Insurance Agency, Sheets Forest Draper Insurance in Marion, is great at multitasking, too. Sheets Forest Draper will find the right insurance coverages for you. See Scott Draper of Sheets Forest Draper for coverages on your home, auto, life, health, and business. Finding the right insurance is one less task for you to do when you depend on your hometown professionals with Pekin Insurance.
Who's that cool cooking man? King of the grill, who's your patio? Your patio. Charbroiled sausage flipping man with the buzz, who's your patio? Your patio. He don't make good swimming, cooking #1 for taste and fun.
Econo Foods is the place to save on Clements Fine products this week. Shop Econo Foods for hot pricing on Clements.
Airport National 27-hole Public Golf Course invites you to join our golf family all year with these great specials. 2-for-1 green fees with cart, 2-for-1 range ball, 2-for-1 mini golf. Listen to this unbelievable new special. Only $25 per person for unlimited golf with cart all day long on weekdays. And only $27 per person for unlimited golf, including cart on weekends. Play unlimited twilight golf till dark with free riding cart for only $16 per person. Enjoy fast, friendly, and fun family golf at Cedar Rapids Airport National.
Fast, friendly, and fun.
That's what you get at Airport National Golf. Fast, friendly, fun action. Mark Lemon, I think, getting Scott Unach fired up for a trip out to airport Wednesday when it's 80 degrees, Scott.
Well, you always try to sneak out whenever you can.
Especially airport, because you can play it fairly quickly. It's an executive course.
That's right.
Well, we're going to hope the Kernels can rally. The kids from Wilkins are up on their feet. Quan Cosby batting left-handed for the first time. Quan has had a good night, 2 for 3. He homered in the first and a strike from Peter Potter. Well, Scott, you mentioned the swing. Get to raise the curtain on the refurbished, beautiful John O'Donnell Stadium Thursday. And I'd love for you to review with our listeners the trek, the sojourn, the odyssey, what will be, I believe, a 19-game road trip to start the season. Strike called to Quan, 1-1.
So far, they have traveled 2,450 miles.
The 1-1, and Quan tried to bunt, missed strike 2.
2,450 miles. The road trip's going to take them 2,690 miles approximately. And here you go. They've detailed the trip, and I think you can call this the trip.
The trip with capital T and a quote. The 1-2 to Cosby. Outside, Quan trying to reach to bring the tying run to the plate. Here in the bottom of the ninth, 4-2, Quad Cities.
Although they did help them out a little bit by not sending them to Michigan and places like that. Beloit, Kane County, and Dayton. 4 trips to Burlington on the commuter.
Quan zips one foul onto the lawn section.
Round trip to Peoria and the trip tonight to Cedar Rapids. 2,450 miles later, they can go to 500.
Now, that was all by charter plane, right? They flew, right?
Oh, I doubt it.
I'm just kidding, Scott.
I doubt it.
The big leaguers. A tap to the left side. Quan could beat it out. Taylor gloves and throws. Not in time. The tying run will come to the plate. Quan Cosby with his 3rd hit of the night pushed it down to first as he tapped one softly to the shortstop. J.R. Taylor, and Quan Cosby has brought the tying run to the plate. Look out. The Kernels are primed, hopefully, for a ninth-inning rally down by a pair. No, Scott, I said that in jest only because
you had me going for a moment.
Well, the big leaguers, they don't forget the long motor coach trips, most of them. They shouldn't, because they travel first class. And they've earned that. Here's a drive into right center. On the run, the center fielder. He dives and making his play. He couldn't get it. On to third goes Quan. He stops. Wood to second. Second and third. Nobody out as Denard Span went to his left and made a spectacular effort and trapped it. Good base running by Quan Cosby. He sped into third, and Brandon Wood, with his fifth double of the year, has the Kernels knocking on the door here. Second and third, tying runs in scoring position. Nobody out.
And a trip to the mound by Kevin Bowles, and he's going to go to the bullpen. Already has made the call, and boy, what an effort by Cedar. He dove. That ball was actually tailing away from him, John, hit by Brandon Wood. He got a glove on it, but as he fell to the ground, the ball came out.
And as a result, Peter Totter will come out. Well, you can't ask for more from Quan Cosby, his third hit of the night. Then, as Scott described it, a tailing extra base hit in and out of the glove of the center fielder Denard Span. And it brings on Julio De Paula. Scott, I don't know much about this guy other than our colleague Andrew, the voice of the swing, told us that the Minnesota Twins really like this right-hander, Julio De Paula. And Julio is 2-2 this year. Now I see why they like him. He's fanned 17 men in 12 2/3, has a save, a 2-2 record, and this is his 8th appearance. He's only given up 2 runs on 6 hits in 12 2/3. Get this, listen to his strikeout to walk ratio, 17 strikeouts to 4 walks. So we got our work cut out for us.
But obviously he's been touched up a little bit with the 2-2 record.
Yes. Julio De Paula. Scott, that road trip you described, the road trip, wouldn't it have been fun if, let's say, a scribe, a reporter from the Quad City newspaper would have followed the swing on this long road trip and documented? Because, you know, it's something that these kids, whether they make it to the big leagues or not, they'll probably never forget it, starting the season with 18 road games.
For good or for bad, they probably will not forget it. Yeah, they started off, like we mentioned, 3 in Beloit, off today, 4 in Kane County, 4 in Burlington. That was a commuter course. Then they went to Dayton for 4, came back to Peoria for 2, and then to Cedar Rapids for 2. But you counter that, they play on Thursday. After tomorrow night's game, they'll have an off day on Wednesday, and then they will open up a 12-game homestand.
There's some makeup time in your own bed and maybe some wins before big crowds. I correct myself, after tomorrow night's game here, it'll be a 19-game road trip to start the season for the swing. De Paula's from the Dominican Republic. Matt Pauley is the batter. He could make it a 1-run game with a ground ball or sacrifice fly. He could tie the game with a base hit.
This is a guy you love to have up there. Matt Pauley hit .333 with 9 driven in.
Yes, he hits very well in the clutch. He savors these situations. Left-handed batter, slightly open stance. The right-hander delivers a strike at the letters, the fastball from Julio De Paula.
6 foot, 178-pounder from Fort Myers, Florida. That's where the Twins train.
Cosby at third. Wood at second, tying runs. A let up, and it's strike 2 to Matt. He didn't like the call. An 83-mile-an-hour changeup. Paulie turns his back to home plate and steps out of the dirt batting circle. Matt is nothing for 3 tonight. As Scott said, he leads our club in hitting with a .333 average, and he wears number 33. Julio De Paula from the stretch is set just at the chin level. Now he fires low and away. That looked like a forkball or a split-fingered pitch, and it may have crossed up Kyle Phillips, the catcher.
Yeah, I think it did, because he was not expecting that, and he's going to go out right away and talk with De Paula, who got a wide array of pitches, it looks like.
Julio with Elizabethton last year, had 5 saves and 22 appearances out of the bullpen, a 2-3 record, but a 1.71 ERA. Matt Pauley bounces one foul past first. That would have tied the game, but foul by about 8 feet beyond the first base line. They're still here from Wilkins Elementary School, hoping the Kernels can rally to tie it or win it here in the bottom of the ninth, and then they'll run the bases after the game.
Hey, that's a good treat right there.
That's worth sticking around for, Scott. You're right. Matt Pauley with runners at second and third, nobody out. Bottom of the ninth inning, Kernels trail by a pair. A pitch in the dirt and a run-saving block by Kyle Phillips. I think that is a split-fingered pitch he features, Scott.
Yeah, absolutely. Split-fingered pitch, and it really dives down. Good job by Matt Pauley to not chase it in the dirt.
Matt was in the hole, 0-2. Now the count even 2-2. He wants to bring a run home to make it a one-run game and get the tying run to third. That's his mission, his goal. He does. A bouncer to second. Second baseman will throw Pauley out. It's a one-run game, and the tying run at third with only one out. Scott, Matt Pauley did his job.
Yeah,
he got
did.
the Kernels in the position that they can succeed.
Absolutely. Did a great job. Should get a glad hand, and everybody will go over to not only congratulate Quan Cosby, but also to congratulate Matt Pauley.
Yes, Pauley brings home Quan to make it 4-3 in the ninth inning. We're down by a run, tying run at third, and only one out.
Be very interesting how Quad City's going to play this. They're going to pull the infield in right now.
Yes, they have. They're trying to cut down the tying run, so that helps Blake Balsam in his quest to drive one through the infield. Blake checked his swing, went around. He did go around. The
Yes,
Kernels got a huge break, Scott.
Got a huge break.
Oh, Scott Gerard, the base umpire, and Julio DePaulo and the shortstop are glaring right through the base umpire. I'll say this, Balcom swung, and we got a huge break, ball one. Blake, a right-handed batter. Swings high at a high fastball and missed strike one.
Boy, I tell you what, he upped the juice on that one. DePaulo threw that one 92 miles per hour at the letters. Malcolm had a very good cut, just came up empty.
The tying run at third, Brandon Wood. 1-1 to the Colonel right-handed hitter Blake Balcom, 0 for 3 tonight. Swing and a miss on another fastball, a sinker, strike two.
Boy, now you got to protect the plate. And Quad City infield in, you got to think that sinker is coming from DePaulo right here.
With the infield in, Blake Balcom is in the hole, 1-2. No better man in the clutch than Blake Balcom this season. 2 homers, 10 RBIs. Wood at third, the 1-2 high, and you could see DePaula trying to get Blake Balcom to make that common tempting mistake, swinging at the high fastball.
Interesting. I thought he would go for that pitch in the dirt. See what he'll bring here with 2 balls and 2 strikes now. Wants the strikeout here, and the Kernels, of course, want a fly ball at least.
Matt Brown on deck. What will the score be when he comes to the plate? Blake's eyes went off the end of the bat. It's a foul ball, and it will be into the Papa John's Plaza. 3 swing players chased it all the way down into the bullpen of the Kernels. Brock Peterson, Alex Garcia, first and second baseman. The right fielder, Scott Whitrock, I think, was going to make a decision to let it fall.
Probably would have been the right decision. I mean, that's always a tough call, what to do. If you catch it, more than likely the tying run's going to score. If you let it go, you got a chance to give up, the game.
Blake Balcom is battling at the plate with Brandon Wood, the tying run at third, 1 out. Bottom of the ninth inning, 4-3 Quad Cities. Another 2-2. A tap to third, and the runner will hold. The throw to first is in time to get Blake Balcom. Brandon Wood, if he'd have gone on contact, Scott, I just don't know. He couldn't risk trying to score. Blake Balcom bounces to third, and the Kernels have Matt Brown at the plate, still with a chance to tie the game.
Yeah, I think he would have been out at the plate.
Yeah, I do too, Scott. I think it was the wise decision, and a good throw by Paul Rutgers got Blake Balcom. Now, remember this, a wild pitch, a pass ball, a balk, an error still could help the Kernels tie this game. Matt Brown will try to pick up Blake Balcom. Blake tried desperately to drive one through the infield or get a sacrifice fly, but Julio DePaulo was too tough. A slider, a strike call to Matt Brown. The Kernels knocking on the door. Can they stomp through the door and tie this game in the bottom of the ninth inning with 2 gone. Brownie, nothing for 3. Checks his swing on a slider, low and away. He went around, according to the base umpire. Perhaps a makeup call.
Yeah. That was a lot closer than the first one.
Now Julio DePaulo has Matt Brown at his mercy. Can Matt come out of an 0-2 hole and drive home Brandon Wood? Will DePaulo help the Kernels by throwing one in the dirt? Here's the 0-2. Ooh, wow. Ball one inside, and that looked like strike 3 to Scott and I.
That did not miss by much.
Woo. How did Brownie take it? 1 and 2 to Matt Brown, infield at regular depth because there's 2 outs. Brandon Wood at third. A ground ball to third. Bad hot single. We're tied at 4. Bad hot single. And Matt Brown has tied the game with 2 out in the bottom of the 9th inning. Scoring Brandon Wood. Paul Rutgers had a bad hop go over his left shoulder. And Scott, the swing, thought they had the game won. The Kernels have bounced off of Matt to tie it in the 9th inning.
Well, Paul Rutgers got 8 up by that bounce. It was a hard hit ball by Brownie.
Now, do you agree? I agree it ate him up. Do you agree it was a bad hop?
It took kind of a top spin hop. I wonder if it hit the seam between the grass and the dirt.
Aaron Peel plugs one foul into the seats, and what a resilient comeback by the Kernels here in the bottom of the 9th. In the hole, 0-2. Matt Brown took a pitch that looked like strike 3 and then singled past a beleaguered Paul Rutgers to tie the game. Brown is running. A pitch high. The throw to second. Safe! The swing argued that call. Matt Brown is stolen second. It's nothing, or it's, that ball was a strike, wasn't it? That pitch, Scott? A stolen base for Brown. The question is the count 1-1 or 0-2?
Not positive on that.
I thought
he was safe at second.
He beat the throw. Matt Brown is in position now with Aaron. Now they're going to walk Aaron Peel. This really surprises me with a seasoned Grizzly veteran, Matt Abram, on deck. I would not walk Aaron Peel. No disrespect to Aaron Peel, but why do you walk a guy when a guy lurking on deck has played 2 years in the league and would love to beat the team that released him, Scott? I don't understand this.
Well, they're setting up the force play. That's what they're doing.
But the count was 1-1. Now ball 4 to Aaron Peel, and Matt Abram could burn the swing. Matt Abram has walked, flown to deep center, and struck out looking, and I've got a very good feeling about the Kernel chances right now. Matt Brown down to our last out in strike, singled past over the left shoulder of third baseman Paul Rutgers to tie this game 4-4 in the bottom of the 9th inning. And now Matt Abram could help the Kernels win it with Matt Brown at second. First pitch to Abram. From DePaulo. Curve inside, ball 1. Now, Scott, both of these runs have been charged to Peter Totter, the right-hander.
Yeah, that's right. And interesting situation right here. This shows you why the Kernels have the record that they do, despite some of the stats that you read.
The 1-0 to Matt Abram. Line drive right at the shortstop. We're going to the 10th inning. Matt could not have hit it harder. Matt Abram ripped one right at J.R. Taylor. And that ends the Kernel 9th. The Kernels rally for 2 runs on 3 base hits. There were no Quad City errors. The Kernels leave 2 and have stranded 4. Our record in extra innings is 1-0. That's where we're headed after 9. Kernels 4, Swing 4. You're tuned to Kernel Baseball on the Zone.
Any high school athlete can be the next TV9 Cedar Rapids Dodge Athlete of the Week. First, nominate your athlete Saturday through Monday from any sport at any high school in the TV9 viewing area. Do it on the Zone1600.com, KCRG.com, or call Newsline 9 at 365-9999. 365-9999. See the weekly finalist Tuesday on TV9 News at 6. Then vote for your favorite. Vote at the Zone1600.com, KCRG.com, or on CityLine. In Cedar Rapids, it's 363-7000. Check local listings for the number. Then enter category prep. That's category 7737. And finally, here's the winner with Scott Unash on Game Day here on The Zone. See the winner's gallery on thezone1600.com and meet the winner Thursday on TV9 News at 10. The TV9 Cedar Rapids Dodge Athlete of the Week on KCRG TV9 and here on The Zone ESPN Radio 1600 AM.
Quiznos Kernels Kids Club members. Did you know that your Quiznos Kernels Kids Club membership card is good for more than just great deals at the ballpark? That's right. By showing your Quiznos Kernels Kids Club membership card at any of the Cedar Rapids Quiznos, you'll receive a free small drink when you buy a Quiznos sub. That's a free small drink with the purchase of a Quiznos sub when you show your Quiznos Kernels Kids Club card.
Quiznos.
Extra innings from Veterans Memorial Stadium. Kernels tied up with 2 runs in the bottom of the 9th inning. 4-4. 4 runs, 6 hits, no errors for Quad City. 4 runs, 7 hits, and an error for the Kernels. Bob Zimmerman delivers the first pitch of the 10th, showing bunt and taking a strike is Garcia. Alex Garcia, the second baseman. Tonight, 1 for 4, stolen base. Has an RBI and a bunt single, and a left outside from Big Bob Zimmerman. It'll be Garcia, Phillips, and Peterson, 2, 3, and 4 coming up for Quad City. Well, you talk about a game of inches. It was in the bottom of the 9th. Garcia shows bunt, pulls back, and takes low for ball 2. And boy, Matt Brown, John, you and I were talking between innings, almost was rung up. Pitch that you and I thought was a strike, but home plate umpire Tyler Funneman did not, and he's the guy with the vote. The 2-1. Swinging a foul straight back.
Well, Scott, I'll tell you what. You said it. The Kernel team statistics aren't highly impressive in team offense or team pitching, but you can't measure resiliency and the ability to think that you can come back. And that really is what it is. You have to believe that you can come back.
This team has done it. It's early, but this team has done it on a lot of times. 2-2, and the batter is hit.
Oh, that hurts. Not only that he's hurting, but that we hit him.
Bob's upset with himself. And, boy, Garcia is going to try to walk that one off. I think I might have got him right in the old gluteus maximus, and I hope so because fast Bob throws, that's probably the best place.
Yeah, there's some padding back there at least.
Second batter of the night by the Kernels. And second one of the year for Bob Zimmerman. So the go-ahead run is on at first for Kyle Phillips. Third place hitter hitting .306, shows bunt, hits one up the left third base line, and it's foul.
Scott, we haven't had a chance, and I'm glad we have extra frames after that Kernel 2-run ninth. Our Kernel of Wisdom, and this will kind of be our last note of this football-baseball crossover with the draft ending, the NFL draft. Our Kernel of Wisdom, the California Angels in 1993 made San Diego State outfielder Marshall Falk their 43rd round draft pick.
Not a bad athlete. Phillips shows bunt and takes inside, pulls the bat back, and it's 1-1. Yeah, Marshall getting it done, but the Rams again took a running back in that second round.
Yeah, and they already have Lamar Gordon, so they're pretty deep now at running back.
Mike Martz loves the offense, and I have stopped trying to figure out Mike Martz. But foul in the air, and Phillips is in the hole 1-2.
Well, the best thing I heard a commentator say about Mike Martz fits your description, Scott, that you can't figure him out. This fella painted a verbal picture of Mike Martz in a laboratory with
the mad scientist.
With that look in his eyes.
Who does nothing wrong.
I love the guy, but of course I'm a Rams fan. I wish he'd be more, he's become too conventional. I liked it when he did the unexpected.
1 on, nobody out. Zimmerman looks and throws to first.
Isn't it funny when you become a head coach, you become more conservative? And as an offensive coordinator, I love the mad scheming of Mike Martz.
Well, you get big salary when you're on the hot chair there.
I know, but I still wish he would be more.
The 1-2 swung on and missed by Phillips. Bob Zimmerman threw the fastball right by him. Third strikeout for Zimmerman in 1 1/3. 1 down. That'll bring up Brock Peterson. 0 for 2 officially. Also walked a couple of times. 4-4 game. We're in the 10th. Happy extra innings to you on this Monday.
Yes, we're happy to be in extra innings after the Colonel.
And I'm 2 for 2 now in extra innings, John.
You've been here.
You may not want me here.
Always want you, Scott, because you're 1-0 in extra innings.
Here's the delivery. Fastball inside. See what Quad City likes to do here. Garcia has stolen 2 bases. But Zimmerman throws so hard. And Wilson throws so well. That might erase that opportunity. Zimmerman, quick turn and a throw to first. Back in on his belly is Garcia.
One of the things I like about Mike Martz is he studied Don Coryell and Sid Gilman.
Boy, 2 innovators right there. Peterson in from the right side. Zimmerman from the belt delivers a sidearm pitch down low. Crowd wanted it. Didn't get the call.
I think
the second.
Scott, I think it's surprised the plate umpire, too. Bob Zimmerman almost submarined that one.
Few cat calls from the remainder of the crowd, 1,354. See if Garcia goes, gets a throw, and a close play at first, but just in.
1,354 here for Wilkins Elementary School night. As Scott mentioned earlier, 6:30 game time tomorrow. Temperatures will be warmer. Gates open at 5:30.
High 60s. Come on out to the ballpark.
That's balmy.
2-0. Swung on. Double play ball to short. Wood fumbles it. Throws the second. One on to first. Double play. And the Kernels are out of the top of the 10th inning. Ball was hit hard on 2 hops. And that's what helped Brandon Wood out because he had trouble getting it out of the glove. First double play turned tonight for the Kernels as they put it down 6-4-3. No runs. No hits, no errors, nobody left on. We'll head to the bottom of the 10th. Any old run will win it. Kernels 4, Quad City 4. This is Kernel Baseball on the Zone.
With all the talk about rising gas prices, doesn't it make sense to drive a fuel-efficient vehicle? You can when you buy with confidence at Randy Keel Honda. Up to 51 miles to the gallon with the Honda Civic Hybrid. Every Honda model has awesome fuel efficiency. Don't wait for $2 a gallon gas to buy a fuel-efficient car. Not when you can save time and money now by previewing Randy Keel's fuel-efficient inventory online at randykeel.com. Right now, lease a 2004 Honda Accord LX for only $235 per month. At Randy Keel Honda, you'll find many great buys under $5,000 too. Randy Keel is the home of confidence, a 7-year, 100,000-mile guarantee. Randy Keel is dedicated on getting you the lowest possible price backed by the best service in the Midwest. Stop by and see for yourself at Randy Keel Honda, Center Point Road Northeast in Cedar Rapids, or visit them on the web at randykeel.com. Accord LX lease 36 months, $14.88 due at lease signing. Includes first month's payment, security deposit, capitalized cost reduction, and excludes tax and license.
If you don't stop by one of Jungi's 4 great locations, how will you know you got the very best deal? Stop in today at Jungi Lincoln Mercury Isuzu in Cedar Rapids, Jungi Ford and Jungi Chrysler Jeep Dodge in Center Point, and the new Jungi Chevrolet Pontiac in Anamosa. Now, 4 great locations. Still one great name, Jungi.
New right-hander in for the Quad City as we open up the bottom of the 10th inning. Right-hander John Ewell, a 19th round selection last year in the draft. Played at Elizabethton, a resident of Tampa, Florida. 23-year-old right-hander, 6'2", 190-pounder.
From the University of South Florida.
South Florida Bull over there in Tampa, St. Pete. No record, that is high ERA in his 7th appearance of 8.64. Does have a save to his credit. 8 1/3 innings. Has given up 12 hits on the year. Wilson checks his swing and hits one foul off the Kernel dugout fence. So far, 8 earned runs in almost just over 8 innings. Given up 1 home run. Walked 7, but has struck out 10. So you don't really want to dig in, perhaps. Curve outside, and it's 1-1 to Bobby Wilson. 1 for 3. Had a sharp single to the left back in the 8th inning. The 1-1 from the right-hander. That's outside, 2-1.
Scott, the final line on Peter Totter, an inning pitch, 2 runs, 3 hits, 2 strikeouts, no walks. Julio DePaula, 1 inning pitch, no runs, 1 hit, no strikeouts, 1 walk.
They gave up the 2 runs the Kernels got to tie it up at the bottom of the 9th. Cutter down low, and it's 2-1. Bottom of the 10th, 4-4. Kernels have out hit the swing, 7-6. Kernels have made the game's only error. Bobby Wilson at 189 steps in and takes a look at a pitch in the outside corner for a strike on a delayed call, and the count goes full at 3-2. Payoff pitch from John Ewell. Here it comes. Swung on, a high chopper to second base. Garcia charges, throws him out. One out here in the bottom of the 10th.
The wind is absolutely calm now. There is no wind. What a vast change from 5:30 when the gates opened. It was coming in at 25 to 30 miles an hour.
One out for Sean Rodriguez, the birthday boy, 1 for 4 with a solo home run. Cracked that back in the 6th inning as he cleared the Randy Keel Confidence Pavilion with that one. One out, base is empty. Outfield straight away and deep for Rodriguez. Sean digging in from the right side. A slow curve for a strike on the outside corner, and fans didn't like that one.
Well, they sure didn't. Maybe some of Sean's fans have moved behind home plate.
The 0-1 to Sean. Curve this time in the dirt. Knocked down by Kyle Phillips, and it's 1 ball, 1 strike.
You know, Scott, go ahead.
I was just going to say, we'll have the State Farm Major League scoreboard for you.
And we'll get Mike Kuhlbeck to rustle up those scores for us.
4-4 game, the 1-1. Big rip and a miss by Rodriguez. Native of Miami. Played at Mesa a year ago. 19th birthday for Sean Rodriguez. And the 1-2. Curveball slapped into left field for a base hit. And Rodriguez with a 2-hit game on his birthday. And he represents the winning run for the Kernels on at first.
His big contingent of fans came alive again.
And we'll see if Sean's going to be moving here. Beautiful opportunity for Bobby Magallanes to put something on here. Quant had a good night, 3 for 4, scored a couple of runs, hit his second home run of the year in the first inning. Good hit and run combo right here. Good speed forward. Rodriguez with 3 steals in 4 attempts. And then Brandon Wood on deck. Quick throw to first, and Rodriguez just gets back in.
Scott, I was going to say the best comparison we can make with these swing road uniforms are the Texas Longhorns, but they're not too far off from the New York Met orange either.
Don't like to look at those either. Another throw to first. This one bobbled by Phillips as Rodriguez is back in.
Scott, I'm sure glad you don't live down in Austin, because that's all you would see was that burnt orange all over.
Well, orange and white is fine, or the orange and black is okay, but this is unusual. I don't think I've ever seen these two colors together before. Runner not going. Pitch outside. The Quan 1-0.
Scott talking about the orange and Carolina blue. I wonder how much the swing paid a consultant or a designer to come up with this scheme. You're saying
you're baiting me. You're tossing softball. Rodriguez gets a throw and scampers back in. And John Ewell paying pretty close attention to the Angel high draft choice. Sean Rodriguez, the number 24 rated prospect according to Baseball America. See if he goes. He's not. Fastball taken outside. Just missed the corner, and Quan on top 2-0. Boy, I like our chances here.
Well, there's that big hole you said, Scott, through the right side of the infield because Brock Peterson has to hold Sean. I think he may be running on a hit and run.
And a big gap in right center. The right fielder, Whitrock, way swung around toward the line. The 2-0, runner not going, and taking it all the way is Quan for a strike. Crowd thought that one was low. Well, here's your hit and run count. 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out. 4-4, bottom of the 10th inning. Rodriguez, a little bit bigger lead this time. He goes. Now he's safe, and the pitch is fouled straight back. Started to go and bluffed it.
You wonder if that was by design or if Bobby Magallanes left it up to Sean.
2-2 is the count with one out. One on here in the bottom of the 10th inning. Quick throw to first, and Rodriguez scampers back in.
And we thank Doug Hochstetler, Mike Kuhlbeck's able assistant, for providing us with the State Farm Major League scores. We'll give them to you shortly, hopefully as part of the Colonel Curtin call in a few minutes.
Rodriguez not going. Pitch taken outside, and that will run the count full, 3-2. Now I think he's going.
I think so, Scott. With one out, an extra base hit, if the runner goes, may bring the winning run home.
3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. 1 on. Rodriguez with a 1-out single, reached first. And a throw, and he's back in on his belly. Still think he's going to go. Wood waiting on deck patiently. Wind has subsided. Still a big gap in right center field for the Colonel center fielder. Hitting from the left side. John Ewell on the high set. There goes the runner. Pitch outside, ball 4. 2 on, 1 out for Brandon Wood.
I'll tell you what, Scott, that in a microcosm is the Quan Cosby improvement. Quan was patient, selective, and knew a pitch. He was looking for a certain pitch, and he didn't get it. Quan knows that his main strength offensively is A, put the ball in play, and B, get on base. And he's done it well this first 2.5 weeks. I just am amazed and really impressed with the improvement that Quan has made. He's really dedicated himself to this game.
Been on 4 times tonight. Gary Lucas out to talk with John Ewell.
And, Scott, that'll give us a chance to, thanks to State Farm Insurance agents Gary Schubat, Al Shetler, Lanny Peterson, and Dale Thompson, to check an abbreviated slate of games on the State Farm Major League scoreboard.
Well, maybe even more abbreviated due to the postponement of the game at Camden Yards. Seattle-Baltimore was whitewashed due to rain. Bottom of the 9th inning at the Metrodome, Toronto leading Minnesota 6-1. Michael Dyers hit his first home run of the year. We'll get you the National League scores in a moment. 2 on, 1 out. Ewell's delivery. Curve catches the outside corner. Strike 1 to Brandon Wood. Finals in the National League. Cincinnati continues to play good baseball. They beat Pittsburgh 5-2. Sean Casey with his 3rd home run of the year. Top of the 6th, Florida leading Colorado 6-2. Bottom of the 3rd, 2-0 Arizona behind Randy Johnson over the hot Cubs. 2 on, 1 out. Pitch in the dirt. Quick throw to second base. Rodriguez just gets back in. That was close.
Sean with that secondary lead, because that pitch in the dirt, he wanted to get to third as the winning run, Scott, and he just got back to second.
Couple games just getting underway at Petco. It's San Diego and Montreal scoreless, and in the top of the 2nd inning, Atlanta and San Francisco are scoreless. 1-1, 1 out, 2 on. Winning run at second base. Shortstop coming in, now goes back to delivery. Ground ball, left field, base hit! Gets away from the shortstop, and Wood will bring home the winning run. As the ball deflects off the shortstop's glove, John J.R. Taylor went all out headlong in a dive. Made a great effort, but actually touching the ball, creamed it away from the left fielder, Pitaro, and that allowed Sean Rodriguez to steam home with the winning run.
Well, I think the swing feel betrayed, and look at the body language as they walk off the field, Scott. I think they're very upset with the umpires, but look at the Colonel dugout. On this cool evening, the Colonels came back with 2 in the bottom of the 9th, 1 in the bottom of the 10th, and how about Brandon Wood? When the game's on the line, that guy comes through, doesn't he?
He is clutch. 15th RBI. Maybe none bigger for Brandon Wood as he brings home Sean Rodriguez, and the Colonels, in come from behind fashion, defeat the Quad Cities tonight by a final of 5-4. We'll come back and get into the postgame show from Veterans Memorial Stadium. Right after this, you're listening to Colonel Baseball on the Zone.
Hey, man, what's up? Just get ready to kick your butt.
Right.
And mess up your hair? You just wish you could look this good. Boo! Nothing but that.
Hey, I'm a busy guy. I don't have time to make my hair look as good as yours. I mean, who has time to schedule an appointment, let alone show up for it?
Not me. I just go to Cost Cutters. I can get in whenever it's convenient for me.
Nice shot.
Yeah.
So you're telling me you just walk into Cost Cutters and come out looking good?
Well, for some of us, that comes naturally. But Cost Cutters makes it easier. They can do anything you want. A cool cut, even some color, and get some of that styling jump stuff to keep you looking good. Like me.
Oh, so that's why your hair never moves.
Oh, you're funny.
Cost Cutters. Thanks, man. This will save me some time.
Great. Then you'll have time to work on your game.
Oh, yeah, that's funny.
Are you a busy guy? Save yourself time and walk into one of our area's 12 Cost Cutters whenever it's convenient for you. Then relax, because Cost Cutters will make things easy and affordable for you.
Cost Cutters. Live your life. We always have time for your hair.
The Colonel Curtin call, following the theme of the Colonel Curtin call, a 5-4 come from behind win by the Kernels. And what a kind of a benchmark game. The Kernels really didn't play well early on and just hung in there, got great middle relief pitching from Von Sturzbach and rallied for two in the bottom of the ninth to tie it, a game-tying hit by Matt Brown with 2 strikes, and then the game winner from Brandon Wood. Scott Unash will have a brief recap of tonight's Kernel 10-inning triumph.
And the Kernels got off to a good start against the starter, Errol Simic, as Quan Cosby in the first inning hit one the opposite way right down the line for his second home run of the year down the 325 mark, and that gave the Kernels a short-lived 1-0 lead. That's because Quad City came back at the top of the second inning to take the lead with 2 runs. Mark Zimwish led it off as he was hit by a pitch after a Scott Whitrock strikeout. Ryan Spataro then walked, putting runners on at first and second. Then the swing put on a double steal. Both runners were safe, and the ball got away from Colonel third baseman Matt Brown on an error by catcher Bobby Wilson. That brought home the first run and put Spataro over to third. And he was brought home on a Paul Rutgers sacrifice fly. That made it 2-1. Quad City's got another run in the top of the 5th inning. They started the inning off with an Span popping out to the catcher. Then Alex Garcia reached. Well, let's check this. Start over again. Ryan Spataro doubled the leadoff inning down the left field line. Paul Rutgers then singled to center. That put runners on at first and third. Then Span popped out, and then Alex Garcia reached on a fielder's choice. That put Spataro in from third base, and that made it 3-1. Colonel's got one back in the bottom half of the 6th inning on Sean Rodriguez's third home run of the year. The birthday boy launched one over the Randy Keel Confidence Pavilion in left field down the line, and that made it a 3-2 ball game. Quad City got a run of their own in the top of the 9th inning on a solo shot by Scott Whitrock, and that was his first of the year, and that gave the Swing a 4-2 lead. But then the Kernels, the cardiac kids that they are this year, came back with 2 runs in the bottom of the 9th inning. It all got started with a Quan Cosby infield single, Quan's third hit of the night. And then Brandon Wood laced a double into the right center field gap that just went off the glove of center fielder Denard Span. That put runners on at second and third. A Matt Pauley ground out, RBI ground out, scored Cosby, put Wood over to third with 1 out. Then Blake Balcom against relief pitcher Julio De Paula with the infield in, grounded out to third, so there was runner on at third with Wood and 2 outs in the bottom of the 9th inning. Matt Brown with 2 strikes on him, then hit a hot shot down to third that got by Paul Rutgers. A little bit of a bad hop, but the Kernels will take it. A hard hit ball was an RBI single all the way, and that tied things up at 4 apiece. And the Kernels won it in the bottom of the 10th inning. After 1 was out, Bobby Wilson grounded out the second to lead off the inning. Sean Rodriguez with a solid single to left field. And then Quan Cosby coaxed a walk out of the losing pitcher John Ewell on a 3-2 count. And then Brandon Wood came through with an RBI single to left field just between the shortstop and the third baseman. Shortstop J.R. Taylor actually stretched out on a headlong dive and deflected the ball toward the left field line away from Ryan Spataro, the left fielder, and that brought home Sean Rodriguez with the winning run as the Kernels win it 5-4. 5 runs, 9 hits, 1 error for the Kernels, 4 runs, 6 hits, no errors for the swing of the Quad Cities. Winning pitcher Bob Zimmerman in relief. Bob now 2-1 on the year. John Ewell suffers the loss. He is 0-1. Time of the game, 2 hours and 57 minutes in front of a crowd of 1,354 on Wilkins School night here at the ballpark.
Scott Unash wrapping up the Kernel 10-inning win. The Kernel record in the first half now elevates to 11-7. Next up on the Kernel Curtain Call, we'll enjoy our Liberty Bank Star Plays of the Game. You're listening to Kernel Baseball on the Zone.
With all the talk about rising gas prices, doesn't it make sense to drive a fuel-efficient vehicle? You can when you buy with confidence at Randy Keel Honda. Get up to 51 miles to the gallon with the Honda Civic Hybrid. Every Honda model has awesome fuel efficiency. Don't wait for $2 a gallon gas to buy a fuel-efficient car. Not when you can save time and money now by previewing Randy Keel's fuel-efficient inventory online at randykeel.com. Right now, lease a 2004 Honda Accord LX for only $235 per month. At Randy Keel Honda, you'll find many great buys under $5,000 too. Randy Keel is the home of confidence, a 7-year, 100,000-mile guarantee. Randy Keel is dedicated on getting you the lowest possible price backed by the best service in the Midwest. Stop by and see for yourself at Randy Keel Honda, Center Point Road Northeast in Cedar Rapids, or visit them on the web at randykeel.com. Accord LX lease, 36 months, $14.88 due at signing. Includes first month's payment, security deposit, capitalized cost deduction, and excludes tax and license.
Several dozen kids from Wilkins Elementary School, with the temperatures hovering now in the high 30s, stayed to see the Kernels win it in 10-5-4. They were rewarded with what Scott Unash termed a supreme treat. They got to run the bases after the game, and what an ending it was. Let's go back. Our Liberty Bank Star Plays of the Game, brought to you by Iowa's fastest growing community bank, Liberty Bank. The Kernels were down by a run in the bottom of the ninth inning, having scored a run on a Matt Pauley RBI ground out. They were down to their last strike with Matt Brown at the plate. They had the tying run, Brandon Wood at third with 2 out. Here's our first Liberty Bank Star Play of the game.
A ground ball to third. Bad hop single. We're tied at 4. Bad hop single. And Matt Brown has tied the game with 2 out in the bottom of the ninth inning. Scoring Brandon Wood. Paul Rutgers had a bad hop go over his left shoulder.
And it resulted in the Kernels tying the game with their second run of the bottom of the ninth inning. In the bottom of the 10th inning, with 1 out, Sean Rodriguez, who homered earlier in the game, singled to left. Quan Cosby walked, and that brought up Brandon Wood. Here's our second Liberty Bank Star Play of the game.
1-1, 1 out, 2 on. Winning run at second base. Shortstop coming in, now goes back to delivery. Ground ball left field, base hit. Gets away from the shortstop, and Wood will bring home the winning run. As the ball deflects off the shortstop glove, John J.R. Taylor went all out headlong in a dive. Made a great effort, but actually touching the ball, creamed it away from the left fielder, Pataro, and that allowed Sean Rodriguez to steam home with the winning run.
Yes, it did. A great call by Scott Unash on a great night. 5-4 Kernels in 10 innings. Those are our Liberty Bank Star Plays of the game. We'll wrap things up here from the broadcast booth at the new Veterans Memorial Stadium. 5-4 Kernels in 10 innings. A look next at the State Farm Major League scoreboard. You're listening to Kernel Baseball on the Zone.
Okay, so I'm dropping my daughter off at daycare, and as I'm walking out, I see myself in the double door. Uh-oh is right. My hair looks terrible. My ends are all scraggly, and my roots. Did you see my roots? I can't believe I've been walking around like this.
Have you tried Costco?
Oh, I'd love to get my hair done, but who has the time? With work and the kids, I barely have time to find matching socks, let alone time for my hair. Besides, I need the work.
Just go to Cost Cutters. They'll have you in and out and looking great in no time.
Yeah?
Yeah. At Cost Cutters, the stylist will keep you looking great with a new cut, some color, even highlights. Check out mine.
Oh, so Cost Cutters is your secret.
Yep, I even get my favorite products there. You know, shampoo, conditioner.
That's it. I'm going to Cost Cutters.
Right now?
My roots, thank you.
There are a dozen Cost Cutters here in our area, each offering a relaxed, convenient hair care experience with no appointments and no hassles. Cost Cutters make things easy and affordable with professional stylists who care about you. Cost Cutters, live your life. We always have time for your hair.
A thrilling come from behind Colonel 5-4 victory, 2 in the 9th, 1 in the 10th, and the Colonel first half record has upped to 11-7. An abbreviated State Farm Major League scoreboard brought to us by State Farm Insurance agents Al Shetler, Lanny Peterson, Dale Thompson, and Gary Schubat. Before that, Jeff Schneekloth, the principal of Wilkins Elementary. Scott, you know he was the last man here. That's what the principalships in Linn-Mar and Marion, the Cedar Rapids School District and Prairie, and all the parochial and private schools. The principal was the last guy to leave, Jeff Schneekloth.
He's the captain of the ship.
That's right. And he went up with the ship up to a 5-4 victory this evening in 10 innings. Those State Farm Insurance agents bring us a look at a very light slate of games on the State Farm Major League scoreboard.
After 6 games, there were going to be 7, but a postponement at Camden Yards at Baltimore. Postponed Seattle at Baltimore, and no makeup date on that one. Bottom of the 9th inning, Toronto putting it to Minnesota 6-1. Twins with only 2 hits, Toronto with 14. Michael Kadire, one of those 2 hits for the Twins, with a solo home run. National League, Cincinnati beat Pittsburgh 5-2. Harang with the win, Vogelsong with the loss. Danny Graves with his 10th save already for Cincinnati. Home runs by Sean Casey, and also Craig Wilson with a home run, his 5th for the Pittsburgh Pirates. Top of the 6th inning, it is Florida leading Colorado 6-2. Alex Gonzalez has hit his first. Aesop Choi has hit his 6th, and Miguel Cabrera, maybe the best young player in baseball, along with Albert Pujols, has hit his 7th. Jeremy Burnett has hit his 4th for the Rockies. Bottom of the 3rd inning, 2-0, Arizona leading the Chicago Cubs. Top of the 2nd, no score, Montreal at San Diego, and likewise top of the 2nd, no score between the Braves and the Giants at Pac-Bell.
Scott, thanks, and thanks to State Farm Insurance agents Dale Thompson, Al Shetler, Lanny Peterson, and Gary Schubat for their 9th straight year of bringing us the State Farm Major League scoreboard. Scott, you can work overtime as many times as you want in 2004. What's your record now in extra innings?
2-0.
And the Kernels are 11-7. A 2-out clutch RBI single by Matt Brown brought home Brandon Wood with the tying run in the bottom of the 9th. The Kernels rallied for 2 in the bottom of the 9th to send it to the 10th when Brandon Wood stroked a single off the diving shortstop's mitt in shallow left to bring home Sean Rodriguez. And the Kernels came from behind with 2 in the 9th, 1 in the 10th to take the game 5-4 over the swing of the Quad City. Our 4-game homestand will culminate with the series finale against these Minnesota Twin minor leaguers tomorrow evening. 6:30 start, 5:30 dugout interview time. No, 5:30 is when the gates open. 6:10 dugout interview time. 6:30 first pitch. And Scott, again, the good news on the warmer temperatures.
Yeah, upper 60s tomorrow, so get on out to the ballpark. It's going to be a beautiful night.
It was a joy for Scott and I to bring you this action. For KCRG 1600 AM, the Zone Sports Director, Scott Unash, I'm John Rogers. A special salute to the in-studio engineer, Bev Taylor, tonight. 5-4 Kernels and 10 before over 450 kids and parents and teachers among the 1,300-plus to see it from Wilkins Elementary School. Thanks for being with us, and you're listening to Colonel Baseball on the Zone.